There was an owlbear, and then we followed a strange man because he was very upset that we killed his prey.
Yeah,
that was
it. Okay.
That's about what I remember too.
Yep.
Out there was white.
And then there was a Christmas card, which will be posted in the thumbnail.
I hate you. So the three of you, including
Aurelio's got this. Nick's had a snow bike, like a snow ski bike.
A snowmobile?
No, snow ski bike.
Okay.
And she rode in, saved us. I died for a second, and I came back to life because I got resuscitated. And then the people were like, "Don't talk to the mountain because the mountain's special. Don't bother the mountain." And then we convinced them to let us bother the mountain.
Alright, that sounds like a good a recap as any. The three of you are sitting on the back of a snow bike. Abram, you're cleaning your sword. Leo, you're stitching your legs back on. Nix, you're driving. And besides you stand three individuals who are dressed in hide clothing, very furry, very fluffy, and have very sharp, angular features and pale skin. And they are Gregor and two other unnamed compatriots whom stand resolute beside him and just seem to be walking and keeping to themselves. And you're heading northward. Does anybody do anything? And now I have an actual map, so I can indicate where you guys are, roughly. You feel like you're there. Abram, you've got a pretty good memory going on, and you've seen maybe one or two maps, so we're just having a nice inner view of the Abram-like mind.
Nice. Is this where the weather station is, supposedly?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's almost like I was afraid to give you guys a map because it would indicate perhaps where the important things were that the DM judged as important.
That's fine.
In that direction, you look up in the sky, which has now gotten dark with thick clouds and falling snow, and you see a faintly pulsating red light in the sky, several hundred feet to your right, maybe even over a mile or so, and it's in that direction. You've seen other lights reflecting off the clouds above from within the forests around you, and you haven't been able to locate a source. You've just been able to see like a hazy light, kind of like when you have a supermarket down the street and it's blocking out all the beautiful stars they want to look at. Curse you, Stop and Shop.
Not sponsored.
No, not sponsored at fucking all. Turn off your fucking lights. Light pollution is a serious problem. Anyway, you three are on your way, and the motorbike is humming with anticipation. Does anybody want to ask anything of anyone else or say anything?
Nyx is going to ask, how many other settlements are there that you know of?
Of my people or theirs?
Yours?
There are many of us, but we're dispersed amongst the forests. We prefer to stay away from the urban commerce. We three here are amongst the last of this area's population.
DM, I didn't hear any of that.
Neither did I. I think you died for a second.
That's very okay. That's unfortunate. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was really weird. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
He says that it is just us in this location.
The synopsis version.
There are others elsewhere, but they are not of our clan.
Be a fight.
No,
Cool.
that would be a waste. We are a peaceful people. We keep to the forests. We leave the Ophirites to their towns. They were kind enough to welcome us into their home many generations ago. We treat them with respect, and they us. You can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Just checking.
Abram says, what about people who encroach, like the ISF?
When you mention that, he looks off into the right towards the glowing beacony light, and there's a young woman that was behind him, and she scratches the back of her head and looks a bit uncomfortable. We have an agreement, though I am not confident that they will keep it.
What agreement?
They have promised to stay away from our sacred sites, but as of late they've been getting uncomfortably close. Not enough to be in violation of our agreement, but uncomfortable just the same.
Well, you know those government types.
Pfft.
They always stay just uncomfortably close.
If they ever decide to cross over, then we will be having a discussion with them. We are not savages, however. We're simply going to talk to them. So far, the ISF have kept their word. And though we are not traders ourselves, we have felt the benefit of having a route to the outside worlds.
Have they touched the mountain?
Well, the north is filled with mountains. Once you leave the equator, it becomes nothing but rocky gray crags, split earth. We have a few places that are special to us. The rest they do with as they please. Their outpost rests at the top of one such hill. It's theirs if they want it.
But your special mountains, they haven't gone near.
There. He points with an arm off towards the east, to the left side of this map. There is a great swath of greenery. That is what is sacred to us.
Like,
Our generations owned it, and we now own it. It is our land. We hunt, we farm, we do as we need.
this one? Or this one?
More like that one.
This one. Okay. This one. Alright.
Wow.
Thanks. Thanks for okay, cool, yeah.
Our holdings are not small.
And what mountain is sacred?
It is not our ownership, but there are a few that we hold in. I say reverence, but that time has long passed. When we first came here, it was many years ago. Hundreds. We fled here from another place, and the people who now live on those ice plains to the south in their towns with their smelly animals welcomed us in. We keep to the forests, they keep to their fields. They had their own stories based around the mountains, but they've long forgotten them. They are not our people's stories.
Okay, fair enough.
Will there be anything else?
Have you noticed anything strange these past couple months?
No.
All right.
Besides, like, Yeah, maybe some like temperature increases or something.
He avoids the conversation topic, but the woman behind him steps forward and says, "Yes, there has been a few things that have changed.
Aha.
Gregor, we can tell them they're just a bunch of strangers. We have no need to bring in these other people." And they stare at each other. And then eventually Gregor looks away, almost like a sign of defeat. And this woman steps slightly closer to you as all three of you move forward northward through the forests. She has an awaiting ear. She seems to be waiting for you to make the first comment.
What you been noticing?
It's become far too warm for the season. Streams have cropped up where once there was none. Strange creatures have come with them, but nothing has been dangerous.
What do you mean by strange?
Oh, about yay big, and she holds her hand about like 2 feet apart, just like the width of her shoulders. And about that around, and then she makes like she links her thumb and fingers together and makes like the biggest O that she can. They're slimy.
Does our ranger know what that is? I volunteer next.
Let me do a check.
Yeah, roll
Do I
animal. Well, there's nature, and then there's animal handling. Nature, do nature.
Nature. Do I get any bonuses because I am familiar with the Arctic terrain?
I honestly don't know. I'll give you advantage for now because that makes sense, but I don't actually know if that's what the player's handbook says that you're supposed to get. But I think that's well above anything that the player's handbook would be willing to give you.
Okay.
So take advantage because it's your favorite terrain. That might not necessarily help you, but it'll help maybe. So
nature.
Go for it. I'm looking through the player's handbook now, but I'm not going to.
Well, that's not great.
Well, advantage, so you can roll twice. And I know
I did.
Well, I know that roll 20 like has that whole like, oh, technically it rolls 2 for you, but I hate that, and so if you want to roll again, I'll let you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
12.
That's better. You can't really super fail skill checks. That doesn't really sound like a creature that would normally be present in an Arctic environment. Maybe it's like she's describing some kind of aquatic animal. And we're gonna do this from her point of view, really. It's got 4 legs, long tail, 2 beady eyes. It likes the water.
Does it have little, like, 6 feelers, 3 on each side?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Very smooth skin, brown.
I see.
Is it a salamander?
That's what I was asking.
I mean, maybe. What do your ranger senses tell you?
You were talking about an axolotl, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it was.
I'm talking about a normal salamander, not your pink mole rat animal.
You shut up. The axolotl is adorable.
As Nix and Abram argue about these creatures, the 3 of the people besides you just kind of look at each other uncomfortably. The streams have been coming from the north, she says. Up the hills into the mountains.
Nice. Well, I know where we're gonna start.
Do we see any more tracks from the girl?
Yeah, you've been following them all the while. It's been getting harder and harder to follow them, and if it weren't for the fact that you had someone so skilled in an Arctic environment, you might have actually lost them amongst the other trails of animals coming to and fro, or just like the natural formation of snowfall. Because
Are they getting fresher as we're going? Like, are we getting close?
Not really. They've been maintaining freshness, but that doesn't mean you've been losing the trail. It just means that
Okay.
you've been persistent in your search. You've been consistent.
How is someone barefoot and presumably not used to hiking so fast?
She had like a
I-
3-hour head start.
Yeah, but
Oh,
her
yeah.
feet should be. Well, this is partially in character. Her feet should be frostbitten by now.
Keep in mind, she is. She's
Here.
more adapted to this climate than we are.
Hey, what'd I miss?
We're arguing about
Bickering.
salamanders.
Was it a salamander or a frog? I thought it was a chameleon.
They haven't. Nothing's been confirmed. They just got the same description that you got, and now they're trying to figure out how they could have possibly been so far
Would
behind.
that be
a woman.
normal? Can I ask Gregor if that would be normal? I mean, he's not like the same race as them, but maybe he would know if that's normal.
What's normal specifically?
Someone from this planet being able to walk more than 3 hours barefoot in the snow.
Oh. I suppose if one was determined, these people are well adapted to the cold, but even that seems extreme for their type. I don't want to make assumptions, but if she has gone this far barefoot on her own without the necessary precautions, then it is likely that she's going to be suffering some kind of damage at the end of it.
I get the feeling she didn't take any jackets or other protection either. It looks like she just jumped out of her window and left towards the mountain.
We will be quick. Even if she has not collapsed in the snow, there's no way she was able to simply scale a mountain. It is a sheer face.
Guess we'll find out.
Alright, if you guys have anything more to say, now's your chance.
I'm good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
You continue on for another few minutes, going out into the dark, quickly building snow. All around you is more and more white, and you haven't been able to see stars for a while, but even the red blinking star that you've been seeing from what might or may not be an ISF compound has also slowly been succumbing to gray. But eventually, you break through the forest and are out into a field of white. The snow just forms tall, even hills, unobstructed by pine tree branches. And, of course, as he always is, Abram is first to see a silhouette standing up ahead. And
I point this out to the others.
as you do, everyone finally notices a darker figure just standing in the snow. And directly in front of her, tall and piercing through the gray, is the dark silhouette of a tall shard of a mountain, craggy and broken and twisted as it goes up into the sky. There are other mountains around it as well, but this seems to be the one that is closest, easily seeable despite the growing inclement conditions. What do you
She's
do?
standing there.
She's just standing there.
Hello.
You do not get a response.
Nyx is
Okay.
gonna start heading over.
All right. The wind is howling, and the three of you keep sitting on the snowmobile as it inches closer to the woman, who you recognize as Magnolia, her braided white hair giving her away from behind. She's wearing next to nothing besides pajamas, and she's standing, her arms just hanging by her sides, relaxed. Feet shoulder-width apart. Erect posture. And Gregor and his two friends kind of approach with caution and kind of let you go first because they seem to be a little unnerved.
Yeah, me too,
Nyx is going to be the first to speak up, and she has the blanket in hand. Magnolia?
You approach her from behind, but you get no response.
I'm going to reach out and gently put a hand on her shoulder.
Okay.
Scared.
You touch her, and she feels incredibly cold. She feels like next to frozen. But she doesn't move or do anything or say anything.
I'm going to drape the blanket over her shoulders, and I'm going to try and talk to her. Like, we need to get you home.
All right, the three of you circle around this woman, and she now has a blanket on her, and she does nothing, and she's just staring beyond your shoulders.
Is she breathing?
She's breathing, and she seems to be alive, but her skin is an unnatural blue, especially for even these people that you've noticed they've had a very pale complexion already, but she actually looks like an icicle.
Is she looking at anything in specific? Like if I follow her line of sight?
Abram, you like put your face up against hers and then like rest your head on her shoulder and really check out where she's looking. And she seems to be looking dead ahead at the heart of the mountain. Not the tip, not the bottom, just the dead center.
Gregor, did you say there was something in these mountains?
He is like looking around and he looks very uncomfortable. There shouldn't be anything in these mountains. No one lives here.
Sorry, Leo, what were you gonna say?
No, now I'm mad at the dude. What the hell's in the mountains, man?
There's nothing in the mountains.
Well, what kind of weird folk tales are you telling to your people or to scare your kids with because there's something in the mountains? And you either tell us or you don't, but we're not going to get anywhere unless you tell us.
Roll persuasion. He looks to his two friends.
He's not going to tell us.
Nope.
There's nothing there. No one goes that far north.
Is there a reason no one goes that far north?
Because it's cold. The equator is the only place warm enough that supports life. If you head any farther north, you quickly approach below freezing. Well, water will freeze, just leaving it out for a minute.
Aurelio looks at him and just makes that, like, stubborn frown face, or like the frown goes all the way down to like his chin, like just like, and he just kind of like crosses his arms and he just goes, "Well, if there's nothing in the mountains, then I'm gonna go into the mountains and check it out." And he starts walking.
Nyx grabs him by the collar. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
We are ill prepared. We'll go back, regroup. We need to make sure that Magnolia gets home first. Then we can go on your suicide mission.
Don't, you foolish boy. Take your woman and head back. You will die.
There's something in the mountain and it's doing something to this place, okay? And if you don't care about it, someone has to.
Take advantage.
People are gonna keep on getting transfixed.
Leo, take advantage. You're being clever.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay, 24.
delicious.
Young red-haired man, we have no stories of these mountains. We're foreigners. But those Ophirans, the people of Slove who came before, they talked of things beneath the hills.
Yep.
Why? I'm okay. Looking at OBS, I am maintaining my like.
No, DM, you cut out.
I know it's
You
the
cut out
connection.
a lot.
The connection's been bad all day. Discord, have mercy on my soul. All right. Well, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Excellent. We have no stories, but the people who welcomed us, the people of Slove and Ophir, they talk of people beneath the hills. There was more. There was them, and then there was the people in the mountains. People who were able to withstand the cold. But they're talked of like gods, like demons. They're not real. If they were real, they're long since dead.
What made this young woman, barefoot, barely anything on, climb out of her window in the middle of the night in a trance after reading about said mountains, only to find her here, staring straight at the mountains where these said demon gods live?
I don't know, but take her and go. I want none of it.
Well, I'm coming back.
Aurelio, let's get Magnolia home first, and then we can talk about this, okay?
Abram, roll perception.
Oh, God.
Sure thing.
Oh, no!
Leo and Nyx, keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Right now, our main concern is the safety of this woman.
I fall asleep.
Fuck.
Yeah, carry on.
Of course it is. I'm just worried about. I mean,
Abram,
not
you just hear the howl
bring-
on the wind.
Of course.
bringing her back to her house isn't going to prevent her from going out again. Figuring out
Well-
what's in the mountain will.
Well, it's not going to do us any good if she freezes to death out here.
While they talk, can I try to pick up Magnolia?
Yeah, sure. Tell me what you do.
I just unceremoniously go to pick her up, I guess bridal style, because it's the easiest way to pick her up,
Okay,
and
you
go back towards the snowmobile.
roll an athletics thing.
Oh my god, she's gonna kill me.
She's going to snap in half.
I know, she's gonna ugh, I'm gonna die. Goodbye, everyone. Hold on.
Her limbs are frozen. They're just going to snap off
Okay,
like icicles.
Abram,
I
while
hope
Leo and Nyx are arguing, Abram walks right through you two and part to like a saloon door and just scoops up Magnolia in his arms. And as soon as he applies some kind of shaking force to her, she her body just jolts.
Oh.
Just kind of like a, I don't want to say a seizure, but someone zapped her or tickled her, something kind of like that. And then she suddenly just goes limp, relaxed in your arms, and then she blinks twice, and then looks at Abram, and she's being carried bridal style, so she kind of gets a little blushy on the cheeks,
Oh, that's adorable.
and she's like, hello, Abram, what are you doing? And then she looks around her, and then she has a growing look of bewilderment and confusion.
Abram looks disappointed. You were unaware of what you were doing?
Where's my house?
Right. I'm assuming the others hear this, so I don't have
She
to
was
explain
bewitched by the demon
Yeah.
gods. Aurelio says, pointedly looking at Gregor.
Gregor face palms. Take her.
Aurelio.
Okay, what's your explanation? I'm just saying stories usually wind up real. Just, you know what? They just always do.
He said he doesn't know anything more. If we want to get more information, we need to talk to the people of Slove. Let's just get her on the bike and
Or
go.
the demon gods.
Aurelio.
I carry her back to the snowmobile.
Okay. She's very cold, very confused, and she had a momentary explosion of energy as you picked her up and did all that. But now she's looking down at herself, and she realizes that she's wearing nothing in the cold, and suddenly she starts to feel the ice that has been forming on her brow, and she's
Let's put
quickly
the
losing
parka on
energy.
her.
Yeah, I make sure that blanket's around her, and now we have
I
parka.
Yeah.
wrap the blanket around her, and then I zip the parka around her.
Aurelia, you give up the
Burrito.
parka.
She's dying, so I mean, yeah.
Take a point of inspiration. If you don't already have. That's something that I feel like Aurelia would do, and even though it's a detriment to your character, it would be wrong of me not to give you some kind of benefit.
I have inspiration does.
That's what inspiration is for. Doing stuff that's in character, but not necessarily supposed to be necessarily good for your character.
I'm gonna die, guys, but at least got inspiration.
That's fine.
Nyx hops on the driver's part of the bike, and she looks over at Gregor and the other two, and she says, "Thank you for your assistance."
It was not a problem. To be honest, we're not very isolationist, but we just want you to get out of the cold. We will not have anyone dying in our woods if we could do anything about it. Take your people back and go.
That looked pretty bad, wouldn't it?
Very bad. Not big fans of that.
Yeah.
And Abram,
Yeah.
the howl on the wind has been getting louder and louder.
Okay, I kind of... I don't know if I could tell this, but can I tell if this is the wind? Is it the blizzard
I don't know.
getting closer?
Roll.
I think it's the blizzard.
Roll something, maybe, if you want to be super.
Oh, survival.
Yeah, roll that.
Wisdom. Nice.
Nix, you load up the caterpillar woman that you just formed, and then you rev up the engine, and all three of you are on it, and you're just gonna head out.
Actually, you know what? He's right. Can I tell if this is the wind or if it's animals?
You listen, so you close your eyes and you really take a moment to think, and you try to drown out everything. Nix and Aurelia are talking with Gregor, and you choose not to listen to it. You go into like a pure state of like blankness and try to really focus on just the sounds you're hearing. You hear the rustle of the trees, you hear the packed snow crunching underneath your feet, you hear the wind around you, you hear what sounds to be like a metallic grinding, you hear what appears to be animals. You hear like a warm sound. But with the 12, that's all you get.
This is unusual. But
I've got a
okay.
theory.
Yes.
Okay, so listen, right? He said they're like demon gods because they've been there forever and they can withstand the cold. So what if they're not mythical, but they're like sciencey, right? So they're like robot people, or like okay, that's the first theory is that they're robots. Second theory is that they're just people that are like from such like a colony that in somewhere in space that's like so advanced that like it doesn't matter, and they live forever because they have the technology.
That's very extreme of you, young man.
But it's possible.
Okay. Well, the last people
Or
that
it's
went out
werewolves.
exploring to the north never came back. So keep that in mind.
Maybe they decided to join.
I highly
Oh.
doubt a daybreaker would join anyone.
Like a
Oh,
cult.
a daybreaker. Does that mean something? Or am
You
I
know,
missing something?
there's like the night breakers, which are werewolves, and then there's the day breakers, which are lions.
Oh,
Were
okay. Okay. Abram says, accepting it.
Alright, you leaving?
Yes,
Yeah.
as long as we out of character agree to return to this forest mountain area.
Yep,
Yes.
we will
Okay.
return.
Just making
Okay.
sure.
You rev up the engine, and you have intent to leave Gregor behind, I presume. Not all of you can fit on the snowmobile, and he seems to know where he's going. He waves, the woman behind him waves, and the tall man with the bow also waves, and they try to go their separate ways, and you drive off into the south side fog. And it's only a few minutes before you start to see that the woman that you've rescued, Magnolia, is bad. She's not well off. It's thank God that you got there as soon as you did, because if you took any kind of detour, there's a potential that she could have just died of hypothermia tonight.
Oh, good.
I mean, she still might.
She still might.
I mean,
There's some
she's at
Constitution
less of
saving
a
throws
risk
in her
now
future.
because she has a blanket and a coat, so she is less.
Yeah, and you drive southward back into the wooded area, and then Nix, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, please don't kill us all.
Wait, what am I doing?
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, great. Here we go.
And as you're driving and you're peering into the dark, clouded fog, you
9.
9? Alright, you don't notice exactly what's ahead of you. You can't see trees, you can't see much of anything beyond like 5 feet, and you begin to slow down the snowmobile. But before you can really get low enough to be at like a safe speed, because I mean you're a little bit of a speed demon, you try to go a little too fast maybe, who knows.
Sorry.
A giant metallic pillar seemingly appearing out of nowhere just arrives in a puff of powder, and
Futuristic scientist in the mountain.
the snowmobile crashes headlong into it and shatters the
shit.
headlight. And
Well,
you are
Magnolia's
thrown
dead
from the
now.
vehicle
Well,
along with the other 3
job,
people
Nick.
in your little collection.
Nix is probably dead now because she's in the driver's seat, and if it's a head-on collision, she's going straight
It
through.
wasn't. It was a little bit of a head-on collision, but it just throws your snowmobile on its side, and you roll into snow face first. Aurelio, same thing with you. Abram, you like kept a good tight grip on Magnolia, so you
I
kind
was
of
gonna
land
say,
on your
I'm
butt.
definitely holding on to woman.
Yeah, you land like on your
Please
side of
hold
your
on.
butt, holding this woman like close up against your chest, and then all 3 of you like look up, and there's this loud like, and these giant harsh headlights are just bearing down on you from like 20 feet up.
Oh, good.
I wave.
Aurelio.
Aurelio is just. He's got his mind. And it's this large, gigantic, creature like shape.
Hang on, you cut out, and this seems important.
Alright.
Yep.
Very large, creature like shape. Damn you, internet.
Oh.
DM, please.
Can you really not hear me?
I'm so afraid.
Oh my
How are you
god,
telling
they
the same
cannot hear me.
connection, but he's like dying?
I'm better.
This is such a
Okay.
foolish thing that's happening, everyone.
I'm the
So we-
superior one.
Well,
It's okay,
Alright, I
Yes,
guess
you
it's just
didn't
gonna
know.
be. Alright,
DM.
I'm gonna
DM,
disconnect my
please.
thing.
I
so
run
scared.
the show now.
You guys who are gonna be listening to on
Look up
YouTube,
at
We're the
the pillar.
next in line.
nothing
There's a
changes for you.
werewolf. Even
Here, I'm gonna minimize it while I reconnect. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. Wish me luck, everyone. I'm switching connections. You see, I got 2 networks at my house, and I have to occasionally jump between them. And bad weather has been kind of kicking up around here. I'm in my own potential snowstorm-like area, so I'm hoping that I won't be destroyed instantaneously by the Lord above, smiting me for my sins. Great way to leave them in anticipation, though.
This is so scary.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Hey!
Yay!
Oh, good, because you're
Oh my
dead.
god, now I can't hear him. Hold on.
Oh god.
Rest in peace, Abe.
You know what? I'm gonna just reset this disconnect. What a foolish thing to have happen.
I'm so afraid.
Absolutely amateurish.
Okay, I hear you.
We're
Excellent.
sorry.
You see a large creature-like shape.
Uh-huh.
It's
the creature
tall
like shape
and
is the one
wide.
that's showing the beams.
You
Do I recognize it?
Wait a
no.
minute.
There's no way that you can recognize it, Nix.
Do I
My
recognize it?
favorite terrain.
Abram, you absolutely recognize it.
Okay, I see.
Oh no.
It's a mech!
Okay, well, as soon as the lights turn on after, like, squinting, because holy shit, that's probably pretty bright after being
You're
out in the
nearly blinded. You can barely make out
Yeah.
the silhouette of this gigantic creature.
creature. I scramble to my feet, hopefully, with the girl, and I tell Nyx to get the snowmobile back upright so we can get on it and leave.
I called it. We're what?
She does so.
This is
Okay,
ISF Drillmech 1. State your business.
It booms down to you from up above.
What did it say?
Oh god.
ISF Drone 1. It's a drilling drone. Man.
Every time I try to
That's
say
what we're doing
anything
here, I think.
important,
So we need to leave. Ignore it. Let's go.
Ignore it, let's go. I did it a dismissive
That's what he
way.
says. Ignore it. Let's go.
Yeah, she's gonna go to her. She's gonna go to the snowmobile, assess the damage, and if it's like not completely trashed.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Step on us.
17!
Nice.
All right, you run over to your snowmobile, and a large metallic hand swoops down, and you duck underneath it into the snow as it glides overhead, and you get to your snowmobile, but it's still overturned on its side, and it is very heavy.
Uh-oh. I can't lift this by myself.
Yeah, do you want to help or do you want me to help?
Halt! We are not using
you
lethal
have a
force.
What do you want?
To assist you, what are you doing out here?
Oh. Trying to get back.
I see that.
Yeah.
This girl was lost in the woods. We are bringing her back home.
There's a loud hissing sound as the knees bend, and this creature slowly descends into view, and you see that it's this large iron and pipe work mechanized like human thing, and it does not have a head. Instead it just has a chest that is almost entirely glass, and it's very industrial, very bulky, wide set hips and shoulders, and squat legs that are wide and long and meant for like going through snow. And the right arm is a hand, and the left arm is a drill.
I see.
And in the frosted over glass, which is just beneath these two beaming headlights that are kind of like eyes, you see just a person with like a helmet. and like a respirator connected to their mouth and heading back over somewhere, and they're just like sitting in like a tiny room on legs, essentially.
Hey, that's really creepy to see at night.
Sorry. I guess.
Okay.
Captain, we have 3 people here trespassing on
4.
the compound's land. What do I do?
Or, excuse
We're,
me.
ju- we're just passing through.
Uh-huh.
This girl's gonna die if we don't get her home. Can we
Aye, sir.
just blue?
Understood, Captain.
We've got the early stages of hypothermia setting in on this girl.
The back opens up and starts to descend down, and there's a
All right,
hiss of
Ascot.
fog.
All right,
go
asshole.
and tip that thing over so that we can leave. Tip the entire mech over. It'll take him forever to get back in.
And then from
Holy
the, I mean, you can try to do those things. The person was like standing up.
Throw me.
Oh my god.
There's
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's room enough in here for all of you. Get in and we'll take you back to town.
What about my bike?
Yeah, okay.
Look at it with his big robo hands.
All right. Shall we go?
The door like
Yeah,
slowly
hold on.
comes down and like crunches on the little snow, and it's like a short it's like a very severely steeped ladder. Half ladder, half stairs. A statter, if you will.
Hmm. Oh shit.
Hey, pile in. It's cold. Blizzard's coming.
I go in.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay. Leo goes in first. Nix comes in next, and with noticeable hesitation, Abram eventually brings up Magnolia and climbs into the back himself, I suppose.
Yes. That's exactly what I would have said. Good job.
And then with a loud hissing sound, the statter begins to ascend back up again.
Stop it.
And then it closes with a hiss, and then you're in a warm, really cramped, but big enough for all of you cockpit, and there's a person wearing a blue jumpsuit and a pilot's helmet, sitting in a large chair with several arms out, not literal arms, but like things holding devices and steering wheels and joysticks and buttons, all aglow. But it is warm.
Our ride's better.
Yeah, okay,
I'm-
man.
Can I like look around at all the different technologies?
Sure. Do you want to like actually do something? Like, do you want to try to roll something and see if you can do something to my beautiful world, or are you trying to like just
No.
for flavor? Okay.
I just kind of want to look at it, see how impressive it is.
All right.
You know,
it looks.
Because I'm a nerd.
It's the inside of like a humanoid frame type vehicle, and normally they're not this spacious. But it's just like a tiny room, obviously built for one person, but with enough space to get up and walk around if you need to. And it's very industrial. No, it's not luxurious. Everything has got like kind of hard edges. There's a little bit of beveling here and there in terms of like the design, but it's mostly just like utilitarian, straightforward, very military almost in the way it's designed. On the side, like you see like a few different makers. You see like Aldebaran Labs, who are responsible for like that one computer monitor. You see like ISF badge logos like stamped on everything else though. And underneath you see that it stands for Independent Systems Federation. And on the person who's just supposedly rescued you, you see Private Avery. And he stands up and takes off his helmet, and the long, I guess like long strands of black hair like unfold from beneath the helmet, and he holds out his hand to you, Nix.
Which hand is he holding out?
Left.
This is important. She extends her hand.
All right. He grips it, and then he like looks down and like kind of like gets a little like off put for a second, but then he just like grips it tight and shakes it.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. My name is Private Thomas Avery.
My name is Nyx,
Nice to meet you.
and these are my companions, Abram, Aurelio, and Magnolia.
How you doing? Oh my, she doesn't look good.
Yeah, she's suffering from the early stages of hypothermia, so we need to kind of hurry it up here.
Yeah, sure. Okay. He gets back in his seat and sits back down again, and he revs up like a throttle and a few other arms, and he clicks some buttons, and then he grabs onto one of the outstretched arms and starts to move it. And when he does, the arm on the right side, the same that he's moving now, descends down into view, and then slowly places a gentle grip on the snowmobile, but it still bends some of the metal. And then he raises up his own arm, and as he does, the arm of this gigantic, wide-set mech lifts up the snowmobile as well.
Nyx is thoroughly impressed.
And then he releases his grasp, but it doesn't release the grasp on the snowmobile. And then he hits a few more buttons, he pulls a few throttles, and then this entire thing starts to slowly lurch forward one step at a time, and it's not comfortable. You're feeling the jolt and the waving and the side-to-side movement as this bipedal thing begins to start walking southward. It's not, like, painful, but it's not the way that you would choose to ride if you were, like, I don't know, trying to get from point A to point B every day of your life, work commute. Okay. And then on the man, he sets it to go, and it seems to be kind of like doing its own thing. And then he talks into his radio. Captain, the woman here is suffering from some pretty harsh hypothermia. Is there any way that we can give her some kind of service? The compound's closer.
Private Avery, you know that we're not supposed to be able to do that. Take her back to Slove. I'm sure they'll be able to treat her there.
All right. Sure. Yeah, affirmative, Captain Yusef. Okay. Yeah, you three heard the big man. I'm sorry, but we'll make real good time. Once we get across the river, it'll be no big deal. We'll get her back soon. What were you doing out there? Why doesn't she have any shoes on?
You are asking the same questions we were asking.
Okay. That's not good.
Aurelio shrugs.
She's lucky she didn't run into an owlbear while out there.
Yeah, she's lucky. She's lucky she didn't run into an owlbear.
Oh yeah.
I died.
You gotta watch out.
mean,
this is the season.
I'm aware.
Straight up died. No one cares.
You're alive now, aren't you?
Man, I really wish I was able to bring you guys back to the compound, but I think that's just outside of my control.
I mean, man, it'd be really helpful. I mean, she's kind of dying. It takes like 3 hours to get back.
I know, but I'm just not that persuasive over the radio.
I am.
Oh no. Oh no.
Leo, what do you
Oh, yes.
what do you do?
Some
Here we
people call me an expert charmer.
Please do
I
it.
don't know how I feel about that, Mr.
I
Leo.
feel pretty good about it.
Leo, what do you do? What do you do,
I
Leo?
say, I hold up my hand and I go, I think now's a good time to make official formalities. I'm Aurelio de la Fuente. I come from Saragossa, and I'm pretty well known as a stunning diplomat. Very well at talking to people. I came here to Slow because it's vacation time and I want to take a nice little Christmas break. But sometimes you just gotta vouch for your country and your world, and that's that's what I'm here to do.
Right.
Want to be able to help some folks while I'm here. And
Why are you dressed like a car?
she's really hurt. She's probably gonna die if you don't get her the help that she needs, and I'm sure he'll be able to understand.
All right, yeah, I guess I'll try again. And then he presses a few buttons.
Hello,
Hold on. Are you preparing your speech?
anyone?
I don't know why he's not talking, but I'm done.
Oh god, here we go again.
El Futre.
I can't even send messages. Wow, I think I'm full on disconnected, everyone, on the YouTubes. I'm dead. I really died. They did it. They won. You win D&D when you kill the DM. And I guess they finally succeeded. Alright, now back out. The plan here is hopefully Leo will just take over the radio and talk right on into it. Because that'd be wild. I'm still disconnected. Oh man, I really want to let him do that thing so badly.
Put them in the
Wouldn't that
closet.
be horrible?
Okay, there you
Oh,
are.
I'm back. Man, you guys are
There
gonna
you are.
have some interesting commentary later. Alright, he presses a few buttons on the radio, and then he just goes, hey, who's the operator there?
Hey, yo, man, what's up, Avery? Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Luigi.
God.
Ah!
What do you need, buddy?
Listen, we got somebody who's real hurt here, and I don't want to see her get, dead on the way back to Ohir. Do you think that we can just, do a stop-off? I think that if it's an emergency, I'm sure the captain will understand.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. That sounds kind of rough. He's a hard ass, and I don't want him to kick my ass.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Can you mind if I grab the radio, sir?
He doesn't let you. Well, I mean, no, but there's nothing stopping me from saying that you don't.
Okay, well I do.
Okay.
Um,
You snatch it right out of his hand, and he goes, what?
Fuck it, Avery. No. I go, hello, excuse me, Sir Luigi, I heard your name was, listen, sir, I'm Aurelia de la Fuente, diplomat from Saragossa, chilling out with, my bodyguards, and, that's you too, and,
I'm literally going to kill you later.
While we were, hanging out in Flove, this young lady was showing us, the library and all these places, and she got lost in the woods on her way out of her house for some reason in the middle of the night. We have no idea what she was doing, but she's been out here for a long time, 3 hours barefoot, barely any clothes on, and she's got some really rough hypothermia. Now, listen, as a diplomat from Saragossa, I'll be able to talk to your boss for you on yours and Avery's behalf, and we'll be able to make a statement saying that, you know what, it's not their fault, you can blame it on me, you can do all this stuff and, blame me for it,
man.
but yeah, nothing.
How's the girl doing?
She's dying.
That's not good. Avery?
No.
Avery, how's she looking there? Like, for realsies?
Avery leans back over the table, and, he gets up and, puts a thumb underneath her chin, testing her pulse, and he's like, okay, and then he's, feeling all of her extremities.
He's feeling her up.
He's feeling her up. Oh, and he actually rolled pretty good on his medicine check. Ugh. Luigi, she's really not doing good. I think that we gotta bring her to the compound, or else she might not make it.
Okay, yeah, bring her in. I'll let him know that you're coming. You have a good walk now.
Thanks, man.
Roger that, Luigi, over and out. And with that, you feel a lurching sensation as the mech begins to change its direction and is now heading eastward instead of south.
So
I'm a diplomat now.
is this the latest version?
Oh, hell no. No way. we get the crap. Oh, but it's an old son of a bitch. I don't think this thing would die even if we dropped it in the middle of a volcano.
I gotta say, this thing is impressive.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least
It's an A1 model, which means it's the toughest in the biz, but
it's A1.
it's very old because of it. Yeah, I don't know.
How'd you get your hands on this?
There's no way in hell Nick knows anything about this stuff.
I mean,
okay.
she's pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, it was standard issue, But us in this
Mm.
back alley of nowhere place, I guess they just give us the hand-me-downs rather than the actual good stuff. But I guess it's durable. It's just a huge gas guzzler.
I bet.
Well, got plenty of that though, and I'm not paying for it, so I don't really care. All right, now you three be on your best behavior, okay? Captain Yusef doesn't really like it when we go against regulation, and this is against regulation.
Oh, I'm sure my guards here will be perfect. Not
Nix-
not shape.
Nix gives him a look that if looks could kill, he would be in the lowest pits of hell.
Okay. Leo, roll. Just it's a persuasion check, just like in general.
don't worry.
Actually, this would be deception. Roll deception.
Okay,
roll.
listen.
No.
That's even better.
Oh no, it's better. Roll a deception check. Oh god.
I am
Are
a
you-
diplomat. These are
The
my
entire
Are-
planet believes.
I mean,
Wait a minute.
Avery's like, all right, okay.
How does he have a +7?
Because okay,
Power.
Aurelia, when you guys all rolled your characters, this is a little story time for everybody. When you guys all rolled your characters, in general, the way you do it is like roll 4, drop 1, makes you a little bit heroic, but you're going to be bad at like one thing in general, but you're going to be on average get like 11, 12s, 13s in everything, except for maybe 1, 15.
I'm bad at everything.
Aurelio,
except for charisma.
yeah, Aurelio tanked every fucking score that you could tank, except for charisma, which he has like a 16 in or something.
And one of my outlaw skills is expertise, so I can choose 2 skills to like double the proficiency bonus for them.
So he's got
My
+4
God.
already, and then like
and
a
I
plus.
picked deception and sleight of hand.
So he's really he's got one really good thing that he's good at,
I'm gonna fucking lose my goddamn mind.
and he is really good at it because Avery's like, yep, all right, diplomat Aurelio de la Fuente.
Listen, guys, this is a great win though because now we're gonna be treated like well, and you guys will be treated like, oh, we should be intimidated by them because they're professionals.
You guys have now changed your destination from Ophir to the ISF weather monitoring station to the east. You are aware that is what you have decided to change. You've changed the timeline.
I'm
I
also probably not
guess.
gonna make it back to Ophir because Nix is gonna murder me in my sleep.
That might happen.
Yep.
All right, you trudge through the snow, and you might perhaps notice that Abram hasn't said anything for a while.
Oh no, Abram's dead.
Oh my god.
God, the cold killed him. We didn't even notice.
Frozen like an icicle in his seat, he rests eternal.
Ah!
Good night.
It's only a few minutes before you trudge up another hillside through some woods, and this mech does not stop for anything. There's a few dead trees that it just pushes over, and it continues to walk up, and eventually you see a fenced gate about 20 feet tall, and then the mech walks along the side of it for maybe a minute, and then it comes to an actual gateway, and he says a few words of dialogue that isn't really necessary, and then the flashing yellow lights begin to spin, and the gate pulls open, spitting down the middle and going through, and then the mech follows after. That sentence didn't make any sense. It goes inside.
Nice.
All right, and it walks across the open ice field to a large, mostly metal facility that is just covered in snow. Everything is gray around you, gray and black. It walks across to what appears to be like a large semicircle shaped garage, kind of like dome shaped. And then it steps through the gate, the garage doors, and you see another drill thing, another mech, another A-frame thing, and it's just chilling. It's just relaxing. It's just kind of like slumped over, and you see just another person in the garage with you, as this mech walks into its own designated square on the floor. It's just painted yellow, and then everything starts to slowly wind down. The humming stops, the shaking begins to subside, and the world gets a bit closer as this thing like folds up its knees and just crouches on the ground essentially. And then you hear another hissing sound as the statter opens up and heads down, and then you're able to escape. Avery ushers all of you out, and you descend down one by one, and you're standing in a large garage area with lots of crate boxes and what looks to be fuel pumps, a snowmobile or two, and you also see the 2 large drill mech things. Okay. I take momentary pauses to see if anybody's going to be like, I jumped through the window.
Sorry.
God.
I have to let my dog out.
I understand. No, you won't be missing anything. 2 people come out, and they are dressed mostly in white, and you see like a plus on one of their shoulders, and they immediately approach, and they're trying to get Magnolia from you.
Nyx is gonna go with Magnolia and stay with her.
Okay. They take the woman from you, and they put her on like a stretcher, and they go down the only hallway that connects to this dome. And I guess all of you follow, because there's really nothing else to do, unless you want to stay in the garage and try to do something. Leo, I feel like, would take that option to steal something. But unfortunately, he's not here right now. But there was something that I will let him do after he comes back. You guys go down the hallway and into a large open room that seems to be like a mess hall. It's just got a lot of cafeteria tables and like a kitchen in the corner. And there's only one other person that's in there, and it appears to be just like a man with a big bushy mustache. Pretty young. And if you follow Magnolia on the stretcher, they go down another hallway, and immediately to the left is just a large first aid room. It's just got like a couple of places to lay down some patients, and mostly just medical tools around, and they're just like checking her out. They're beginning treatment for hypothermia, though she seems to still be awake. She hasn't like passed out. She's got like really bad looking toes. And they're mostly just like making sure that she's covered with like blankets and getting warm fluids. Trying to be careful not to like put her in shock or anything like that. Nyx, do you do anything, or is there something that I should know about? I'm afraid you can't really assist them.
I can't really assist them, so I don't really know what
Okay.
to do. She's just gonna kind of be there for, I guess, emotional support.
I understand. You're pretty located. It's a very the barracks area. This large compound is very compressed together. So you can actually like look out the doorway and into the mess hall to see where these other people are. Like, you're not very separated from anybody. I don't have a map for this, unfortunately, because you just got here. But you see Private Avery, you see the man with the bushy mustache, you see Abram, you see Leo. They're all standing in the mess hall, essentially, just like looking around and talking with one another as you're walking. As Magnolia's awake. You could potentially talk to her. She seems to be okay. She's just uncomfortably cold. You look on the on the nameplate of the person who's treating them, wearing the white and the plus, and they have the name Silas, in case that's interesting to you. Silas.
I think he said Silas.
Silas. Okay.
Did I just like cut out like 8 times in a row?
Yes.
All right.
After you said Silas, I noticed it was freaking out, so I just said Silas.
Thank you. Thank you, co-DM.
You're welcome.
God, this will be fun to listen to later on YouTube. All right, what do you 3 do? I wish Leo would be back.
Me too. I guess Nyx is going to ask Silas, like, how bad does she look?
Oh, I'm afraid not very good.
Oh God, another accent.
We might have to amputate the leg.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding with you. Yeah, she'll be fine.
Whatever.
Her toes, they really don't look that good. We might need to keep an eye out on them, but just between you and me, maybe a pinky toe,
I mean,
little digit.
well, you might have to ask her that.
She can enjoy her hot cocoa for a minute, you know. Let her have a time. Let her get warmed up. It's good you found her when she did. Otherwise, I don't really know what'd be happening to her right about now.
She slowly freeze to death.
Oh yeah, not good. Well, what are you 3 doing out there for? I have to write a report. I need to know why.
Going to get her?
Understandable. Are you residents of the town nearby, or here? I don't recognize
oh no,
any of you.
we're. Oh
Just
no,
on
we're...
vacation.
Vacation now. All right.
We're from the planet of Sargosa. We decided to pay a visit.
Right. Well, okie dokie then. And now that Leo is
Yes,
back,
sir.
Leo, you were walking through the garage on the way here, and you saw
I stole something?
a nail gun
Yoink, yoink.
resting on a crate. Roll sleight of hand.
Yoink.
What'd you get?
Oh.
I can't see it. What'd you get? Please, for the
25.
love of God, tell me that. Okay, yeah, 25. You just stuck it right in your pocket and like put it next to the other one, so it just looks like it's always been there for the entire time that you've been here. You now have a nail gun that you can add to your list of things. You don't get any more ammunition, but now it does the same thing as the other one does.
Yes. Guess these dual wielding nail guns.
Nice.
Okay, and now that everybody's back, I'm going to be talking about some more stuff. Abram, as soon as you stepped in, you felt like this strange chill going down your spine. You're looking around, and like the way the hallways are structured, the way everything is like formatted, it just seems so eerily familiar. You led the party into the mess room, and you don't really know why, but you just kind of knew where everything would be. And as you're walking around now, just like the way things are shaped, the way the architecture is set up, the way the people are dressed, it all feels like vaguely familiar to you, and it's something that you haven't seen or felt in years, but suddenly it's all like coming back to you like a trickle, like a dam just has like a quick crack in it that's slowly giving way. For the rest of you, Abram looks marginally distracted for once in his life.
Nyx is gonna go over to Abram, and she's. Let's see. She.
Yeah. Maybe think about what you want to do and then do it.
I'm trying to word it. Okay, so she's gonna kind of motion her head like walk outside. Like
Sorry. Abram. I was gonna say he just doesn't notice, but that would waste time. He kind of doesn't notice at first, but then he kind of sees Nyx in his peripheral, awkwardly placed in the room, so he looks at her and then notices that she's trying to get his attention. And he just kind of follows her, not knowing what she wants, despite what he's doing or not doing.
Are your head backing out to the garage?
He's following her. I don't know where she's taking him.
kind of like
Because literally outside's a little nippy.
No, not.
Like-
I don't think she wants to go
like
outside.
like
Please, God.
you know in school when the teacher takes you out to the hall to talk to you about something.
Okay, yeah, sure. You're just in the hall. You're chilling.
She says, "Everything okay? You're acting strange.
No, I'm not.
You're quieter than usual."
Yeah, well. And he looks around, looks to the left, down the hole, and down the right.
You see no one,
I guess.
unless Leo chooses
God.
to.
That's the sound of him sticking his head around the corner.
Yeah. It is. It's
Abram-
it's not even half of my body, it's just my head. I lean all
Oh my
just my
god!
head pointing.
If there's a legitimate thing going on here, it would just the only thing it would be just you two roll stealth and you roll perception.
Oh, there's no
Okay.
need. Unless is he trying to be hidden?
No.
Okay.
And then I see him. That's fine. Abram just kind of stands there, he hesitates, and then he just says, I guess I don't have much to say right now. I don't know if this is the time to talk about that. And he looks at Aurelio, obviously seeing that he's there, And then he looks at Nyx kind of like knowingly, or that she should know why he is not saying anything.
Okay.
Okay, so, but
She
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
nods, understanding, and says, "All right, we'll talk later then." And she kind of goes back into the room.
can I go elsewhere? Is that a thing right now?
There's the mess hall and the. I'm gonna try.
I want to go in the mess hall.
I didn't want to like cause issues by splitting up.
I should
so I'm
probably be
asking
making
for
a
it.
map anyway. So I'll be making a map as I describe the location to you. Everyone, get the fuck in this untitled room.
Yay!
There is a mess hall that you guys are now currently in, and to the north directly is a little hallway, and on the left is the first aid room area, but the hallway continues to go forward, and up ahead you see two signs that say, to the left, barracks, and to the right, command center.
Okay, well then, I don't know where Nyx is going, but as soon as she says we'll talk later, Abram just like leaves, like he doesn't go back into the other room.
Well, Nyx is gonna go into the mess hall, and we can take our jackets off, right? Like
It's
warm
quite
enough.
warm actually. Yeah, very very nice.
Right.
God, I
She
was dying.
hung her jacket up on a coat rack in the infirmary, I guess.
Lovely. Little infirmary room. That's fine. And you see Magnolia. She's being treated.
Good.
Yeah, she's like, "Can I go home?" And the doctor's like, "No." And then you guys leave.
No.
No, you idiot.
fucking nerd. Right now, you guys are in this mess hall, and this is all the world that you know and love is just this room.
Okay. Oh,
I
it's
keep
us.
my parka.
Yeah.
Okay, you took your carpa back.
No, my parka's always on. I'm always
Well,
cold
you
here.
gave it to the woman.
It's mine now.
Okay, so you took it
She
back.
doesn't need it. She's in safe
Yeah, that's
hands
fine.
now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just ask, just to make sure. Yeah, you're in a large
Parker's
mess hall.
back on.
It just goes back like a
Zipped
few.
up.
You're looking fluffy. You're looking great.
Yeah.
And this is the room around you. There's a hallway on the other side. There's a hallway back to the garage, and then there's the hallway up, and that seems to go to the command center.
Is Abram still like with us?
Yeah,
or
you're
did
all
he
you're
die?
all exactly where you guys are right now. They came back in, and you are exactly as you're standing.
Can I poke Abram?
You poke him.
Alright, I poke him. Do I gain his attention? It's
No,
acquired.
but then you do. He kind of. It takes a second for him to turn around and look at you.
I just go, hey man. Did you get sick? I mean, if you got sick, you should say something to the doctor. You know, if you're not feeling well, you know, we need you to be healthy.
Sick.
Oh, you're not sick?
The cold.
Yeah, it happens.
He kind of looks at his hands. Am I okay? I did have like I was like suffering.
You were like exhausted.
I had like
suffering exhaustion or
the
something.
puff, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that technically goes away after a long rest. You're still a little bit beat up.
Oh yeah, we did have a fucking battle with an owlbear.
Yeah.
What is my health?
I don't know what it is right now, but please take a moment. For the love of God.
I forgot about that. Oh, I'm at 5'8".
Okay,
Yeah.
this is a short rest. You guys are here.
Four.
You spend an hour. They get you soup. You finally learn that the man with the big bushy mustache is in fact Operator Luigi, and he serves you all some delicious tomato and chicken noodle. There's grilled cheese. It's really good, actually. Avery has a delicious bite as well. It's a short rest. It's an hour.
Okay, so what does that do for us?
You can
again?
expend hit die to recover health. You have as many hit
Oh,
die
yeah.
as you have levels. I believe you're level 3, so you have 3 hit die to potentially spend to recover HP.
Oh yeah.
Doing it.
You do not recover gambit slots.
It's fine. Can I do one at a time so I
Sure.
don't have to use them all if I don't need to?
Do one at a time.
Okay. That's. Where's my fucking calculator?
Here we go.
Ugh.
Do you add your constitution?
Yeah, you do add your constitution. Wait,
On zeros.
do you add your? Sure, why not? I don't think any of you have constitute. Really? Really? You're constituted?
Yeah, I'm
You're
constituted.
constituted.
It's all that soup.
Yeah,
You're constituted, bro.
you got that. You got them fucking gains. I dig it. Swolio.
Wait, I think I used
Julio.
my thing. Oh god. My sheet says I have 2 right now. I don't remember if I used one earlier.
I think you did. I think you healed Aurelio from the brink of death with your medical gambit.
Okay, I was wondering if that's what that was. That's fine. Okay, I'll just use. Hopefully, we get a long rest before I need another one, because I'm gonna use another.
I don't know.
Me neither.
Looks like you don't need it though.
Nice.
Nix, you're not gonna expend any hit die? Did you get hurt? I know you came late to that party.
Nah,
Okay.
we're good.
Well, then you spend an hour talking with everybody, and you're just hanging out. You're just hanging out, and they expect you to be gone in like the next hour. However, Luigi,
Who?
you get out.
Why?
You're not
Wait,
sup-
who expects us to be gone?
You're not supposed to be here, man.
We are delivering a woman.
Well,
We're
I
waiting
mean,
for
I
yeah.
am a diplomat.
You should get going before the blizzard
can't-
gets even worse.
How are we gonna leave?
Luigi, I mean,
In the-
it's a blizzard outside. I don't know if we can get him to get going that quick. Yeah, but like, Captain's not gonna like it. Like at all.
And what is he gonna do about it?
I mean, to be fair, you guys did ruin my bike.
I didn't ruin your bike. It's fine.
I am a diplomat.
Avery, what did you do to their bike? I didn't do anything to their bike.
I mean,
Pop
if you
down
weren't
the
in the
ground.
way, I wouldn't have crashed. I'm a pretty good driver.
You were in places you weren't supposed to be, young lady. And that's a third voice coming from behind you.
Oh god, it's the captain.
You turn and you see
Diplomat.
someone wearing a red beret and a very prim-looking officer's suit with their hands behind their back. And the other the other people in the room immediately do a salute and get to attention. I'm
Is this
Captain
that guy from Metal?
Youssef.
Oh, damn it! I was gonna say, is this the guy from Metal Gear Solid?
What were you doing in that space, young lady?
I was trying to get the quickest way back to Slove.
Indeed. What was that woman doing outside?
What?
Outside.
You outside? That's all I heard.
Outside.
What was she doing outside? Oh god, I hate this so
Hell
much.
if I know.
You know anything about the mountain?
I am not a geologist, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. He knows something.
She wandered off into the wilderness. We went out to go and find her.
Indeed. You know, I should probably have a few questions with her before she goes then.
Oh?
No, yeah, I do believe. I think that you can stay tonight, especially since I'm going to need to be questioning her in the morning.
Why are you going to question her?
Well, she was on private property. Trespassing, technically.
Wait, was she? Like,
You're
this is out of character. Was that part of the forest and their thing?
Roll
I thought that mountain was...
survival, because you're checking out the maps.
Okay, I was like, bitch. Not you, to him. What's my survival thing? Right, okay, got you.
You guys were like right on the line of like ISF controlled territory. You're not able to tell whether or not you were actually in or not.
I think diplomat, the leader,
So,
Aurelia could.
Oh, indeed, Mr. De La Fuente. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh yes, the pleasure is mine. Sir.
I'm afraid we don't have any exceptional lodgings for you. You're gonna have to be bunking with your friends in the spare room.
Oh, of course, that's totally fine. However, I do believe that young woman wasn't in your territory.
I think she might have been.
See, I think she might not. We were actually with the. Do I remember what the tribes people were called?
Nope, because they didn't give you a name.
We were. I take out a map, and
You don't have a map.
okay, there must be a map in this room.
No.
Okay. Well, you see, we were by the eastern end of the forest, in which the tribes people live, and they were
Roll
helping
insight.
us out to go and find the fuck.
All right. You remember the fact that Nyx has that thing that's constantly recording at all times, the general like area around her?
Yeah. My bodyguard has something.
Oh,
We have a map
fuck.
right here. Punches Nix's
I
arm.
Wait.
thought Abram's roll of 11 was your
Wait,
roll.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
already given us the
I
information.
know.
It's too late, Neo.
I know, I did.
Wait, did Abram say anything, or is it just Aurelio?
I rolled initially for survival to kind of like calculate meme that she probably was not actually within their thing, and then Aurelia was like, you know what? I got this.
So Aurelio said that his bodyguard has something.
No, I think Nyx has a thing in her arm.
You have the thingy in your arm?
Nyx looks at Aurelio, still with death in her eyes, and says, "No, I don't."
Oh.
However, with all due respect, I don't see any particular reason why she should be questioned for being a lost girl in the woods.
Roll persuasion.
This is what you get.
You're not doing anything to me. You're hurting the girl. This doesn't affect me at all.
I'm hurting you. I'm hurting your credibility.
No, it doesn't. It just
Goodness.
affects the girl.
10.
That's certainly noted, young miss. I will keep that in mind. You should really
Not
be
good.
getting some sleep. It's getting quite late, even though the time doesn't really work the same here. It's quite confusing, really. It's hard to tell exactly what's day, what's night. It's a topsy-turvy experience, I will certainly admit that much. The barracks are up the hall and on the left. If you get tired, I'm sure Private Avery will be able to show you to them.
I see. Thank
Aurelio
you.
just sighs and gives Nyx a look and walks off.
Indeed. And by the way, all three of you should perhaps get checked out with either the resident doctor or our resident professor. It might be good to have that arm looked at, for example, to make sure nothing's damaged.
Which arm? Whose arm?
The metallic one that you have.
Oh. I can do my own maintenance.
Very well, then. You have a good night. And then he turns and walks back down the hall that he came from. You hear a collective exhale of breath from Avery and Luigi.
Nyx turns to them and raises an eyebrow.
What? Avery says. What do you want?
What was that?
What?
Oh no.
Oh my god. It's funny because I'm just telling them what, and they can't hear that I'm saying what. How frustrating.
I heard that.
Oh, good.
I mean, I get he's a captain, but really, I don't understand all the stress.
They say nothing.
Let it be known
Avery
that
shrugs.
Nyx has never dealt with authority.
I mean, he's clearly a hard ass.
You just need to know the right words.
Which none of us did because he's still going to question the girl, and
He didn't say that.
he said it would be noted.
He said it would be noted. That doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to listen to my words.
He's gonna question her.
Then let him question her. It's not like she knows anything about what happened. She
Exactly.
woke up standing in front of the mountain.
Is
She
there
was
a way
completely out of it when we found her anyway, so.
Is there a way that we can like communicate to the father that she's fine from here?
I don't think that you guys have any means of communication with the father. I don't think you took his telephone number or anything.
Oh, he is going to
You can
freak
just
out.
ask Magnolia for the phone number of their house. Right.
We could ask for a carrier pigeon.
Oh my god.
Hey, you guys,
my
tell me
God.
what you want to do.
I'm leaving. I tried to leave like 5 minutes ago, but then I realized I was dying, so I ate some food.
Mm. Abram, you got all this map to your
Yeah, dude, where's the barracks?
over here.
Oh, I wasn't zoomed out.
Okay,
Do it
it's
again.
that.
Okay, I'm going there.
Make it happen.
Excuse me.
Nyx is going to follow.
All right.
And she's gonna do maintenance on her arm.
Sure. You guys walk down the hallways, and I'm gonna fill in some areas here. Right now, you're standing in somebody's fucking room. There you go. In the hallway.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have said the barracks were there.
What a fool I was. And you see several doors on the right that all lead down into very narrow rooms that are just like a bed and an end table and a closet, and then that's it. And then there's a communal bathroom at the very end of the hall, which I'll add in now.
Have I noticed any other women?
Not that you've seen yet, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. You've only met like 3 people who work here.
Okay.
So there's like nobody like wandering around the halls or anything?
No, and you actually count the barracks, and there's like there's very few rooms. There's like not even 10. There's like 7 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are not even filled, apparently, if 3 are available for you. You don't know if this is the only place that people sleep, but I think that it is indicative of the fact that this is a very low staff environment.
Hmm. I do take note of this.
I guess whether there are women or not is just going to be left up to when you guys start snooping. You want to bust down some fucking walls, see if there's any bras?
Punch down the
No.
wall. We're here for the panty raid.
Next time. Okay, yeah, you guys see, there's at the end of the hall is like 3 rooms, and they're empty, and they seem to be for you. But they're like bunk beds, so I guess you could all fit into one. The
Nice.
final room is
guess.
like the pack 'em in room, like sardines. Are you guys planning on going to bed, or were you just exploring?
I was just exploring for now.
I thought so.
unless-
Abram, roll
What would
history.
Okay. I'll do that as soon as I stall and look at my sheet really quick. Okay,
I
gotcha.
understand.
My history is not good.
Okay.
Four.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was looking at my thing. I was like, maybe I'm... And then I wasn't.
I understand. Nix, you watch Abram attempt to open up one of the doors, and he turns the doorknob and then pushes it open an inch before catching himself and then closing it again, and then just putting his hand back down.
Mm-hmm.
Abram, you're not quite sure what you were expecting to be on the other side, but that was kind of silly of you.
Right. I kind of stare at the doorknob for a second before stepping back. Awkward
What?
throat clearing. Abram looks awkward. He doesn't normally make a lot of expressions, but he definitely looks like uncomfortable.
Alright, let's...
Next. And Aurelio, he hasn't slunk down the hallway, has he?
It's really hard to tell with
No,
him.
no,
Okay.
going to the doctors.
Okay.
He's gonna get shot. Boo boo shot.
Okay.
Yeah, he says next kind of suddenly. So earlier, out of character, he did say or indicate that he is genetically modified, right? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that was
Yes.
very indicative.
Okay. Okay.
And Nyx said that she was indifferent.
Well, do you know anything about that type of thing? And he's like avoiding eye contact and shifting around.
I know that it got kind of out of hand. But to be honest, I was not really given much information on the station.
That would make sense.
Was
Not
much
many
too
people
young.
were.
Hmm.
Really, I wasn't.
Nix, roll a history check.
Please God, you have really good. I was gonna say.
This isn't what you think it is. This is. We'll see. Roll history.
History.
Okay. Nix, when he starts talking about asking things about the genetic conflict and the war, you were barely like, you just got born in time for the war. You were birthed into this world, and then suddenly the entire world was at war. And you were a member of Lunaris, which took its own stance on things, and for the most part stayed away. But there are several encounters where you weren't quite sure what was going to happen to your home the next day. You've got ideas about the closest that you've ever come is looking out the window one day with your father and seeing ships floating a distance off, fighting each other, and just hoping to God that they didn't turn their cannons on you, because hopefully they would destroy themselves. And that's kind of a horrible thing to think about, is the hope that someone will die or kill each other instead of you. But there's been a few run-ins where you were closer than you possibly could have ever wanted to be.
Nick says, I was born into the war, and I was relatively close to the starship battles.
That was only
Being-
one encounter that ever happened, but maybe it stuck with you.
One of the battles, so
See, everyone kind of looks ashamed to hear that, but he doesn't say much more on that. Well, do you know who did a lot of these things?
um
The modifications, the experiments.
damn.
You know, I think that we actually have gotten to the end of Nyx's knowledge. I mean, I'll admit she was kind of in one of the factions that was disconnected from a lot of this stuff. I think that what you have of knowledge now is just what you as a player have, and I think maybe Abram will have some things to tell you.
Right. I mean, I was on Pavo Station most of the entire war. I don't really know much else other than there was a war and things got really bad. And I was almost in the middle of a crossfire at one point. That's really it.
I see. I'm sorry for assuming, rather expecting you to know anything. They didn't tell us anything. Why would they tell others?
They?
But he looks around at the hallway. It is uncomfortably familiar, like standing in a memory of sorts. I have reason to believe the ISF is who I was born under. Not that I knew at the time, or at any point.
I see. This must be difficult for you.
It's strange, it's almost like I'm back at the barracks, but there's nobody here, none of the people I knew.
You hear footsteps down the hall.
He, like,
They
flinches,
get closer and closer, one step at a time,
but then he calms down slightly.
and then they turn the corner and walk the other direction.
Nyx has a hand on his arm. Almost like reassuring.
I don't know why I feel this way. He's like all my stammering is in character. I don't know why I'm acting this way. It wasn't like it was unpleasant there after a certain point. My comrades, we were all in the same boat. Maybe it's the lack of their presence that is unnerving me.
I mean, it's not unheard of to have these kinds of feelings in a similar situation. God knows I did when we were on the Lunaris station, and I saw that ship.
The Red Star.
Yeah.
And with that,
But we'll
we jump over
Oh.
to Aurelio.
Yeah.
Aurelio, you walk slightly down the hall and turn the corner and look left at a woman sitting on a little bench.
I'm not the only woman.
Well, this is Magnolia, I'm afraid.
Hello.
Hey. What's up, little man?
You're afraid?
What? No, I'm cold.
I thought I heard you say. It's out of care. I thought I heard you say, "I'm afraid, little man."
She said, "What's up, little man?" I want you to please, for the love of God, listen to this YouTube video later because it's just gonna be the story of my descent into madness.
I'm afraid, little man.
I hate all of you
Okay.
so much. What's up, little man?
Oh, I'm afraid, little man. Not much. I figured I'd get checked out by the doc since I nearly died. Maybe got infected with some kind of owlbear disease.
Whoa,
How are you doing?
that's fucked up, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. How are you?
I've been better. And she holds up her foot, and like part of it is just like all like purple, gross.
Ew.
You can see veins like just chilling, literally.
Ew.
Do you think are you?
Doctor said I wasn't
Gonna-
gonna lose any feet, but he wasn't so sure about my toes. He said no matter what, the
Oh.
nails are probably gonna fall off.
Ah!
You don't need toes.
Yeah, I guess. I like them though. I like painting them.
Aurelia points to his eye and says, "Yeah, you can always get replacement,
Yeah, I guess.
and you can make them any color you want."
I suppose. But, I mean, you wanted to get checked out by the doctor, right? He said just to push that button on the wall if you wanted to see him. Or if I wanted to see him, but I think you can use it too.
All right, thank you. Aurelia pushes the button.
Okay. Like,
Maybe a couple more times than he was needed to,
Alright.
but he just really
Okay.
wanted to push it.
you're right? Alright, then in that case, within the next 10 seconds, the doctor comes running around the hall and sees you just, like, pushing the button. And his, like, his pager vibrates and goes off every time you push it. And he's like,
Oh.
I thought you were dying.
Oh, well, I might. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
I mean, aren't we all dying?
Alright,
technically?
well, what do you need?
Well, okay. So I almost died, right? I got knocked pretty much dead by an owlbear.
As you're saying these things, he's just like shaking his head and like he put his hands on your shoulders and is like sitting you in a chair, like already getting out antiseptics and stuff like that. He's just like, oh,
So like I don't know if like I need like a test or something, like owlbear
Oh, yeah.
like age.
yeah,
or,
say ah.
Yeah, so I don't know if I need.
He
like,
shoves a
like
thermometer down your throat.
Well, I don't want.
98.6. Okay, you're good. You're good. I can do some other tests as well.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what kind of tests are needed, but like, 'cause I got this hole in my eye, and I don't know if any weird saliva could get in there. And
I mean, I
Yeah.
suppose we can do ourselves a little bit of a blood test if you're that worried about infection, but I'm not going to be wasting an MRI on you. I think you're okay. Are you sure you want me to do any kind of blood tests? You're not too squeaky about that kind of thing, are you? I can treat your wound for you.
of course not. I'm not squeaky about it.
Okay.
Do you think I could have bear STDs?
I'm going to do some quick patchwork.
Okay.
You recover 15 points of HP.
Thank God.
Okay. Now I suppose it might be an okay thing to do to just do quick tests. Tell you what, I'm gonna draw some blood. How about that?
Okay.
Okie dokie
Does
then.
it hurt?
Oh, not in the slightest. Roll Constitution saving throw.
Aurelius never has blood drawn. So
He just sticks it in and you toughen it up. It feels like a mosquito bite.
Okay, not bad. All right, cool.
Yeah. And he draws out just like a little bit of blood, and then he just takes it over to the counter. And there's no like separate rooms for this kind of thing. He's just like doing his own little tests.
How quick will you know if I'm infected by owlbear?
Oh, maybe by tomorrow. Come back then.
Okay, cool, thanks.
And to
Aurelio,
I think you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Professional opinion.
Aurelio's like inside, like panicking went down as he's afraid that he's gonna get turned into an owlbear because that's like the kind of stories that his like friends and stuff would tell.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, if you get slashed by something, you become it like a werewolf.
No,
And
no.
he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna become an owlbear.
They're just very angry bears. You don't have anything to worry about.
Okay, cool. Alright. Aurelio walks by Magnolia and just goes, "Oh, do you want me to call your dad or someone for you?"
Can we make a call? Is that okay? And the doctor just kind of like shrugs, and he's like, yeah, maybe, sure, why not? There's a phone down the hall, nearby the command center on the right. Just head down there, and there should be some outbound signal.
All right.
I would prefer if you stay right here there, Missy, though. How about you make the call for her, Aurelio? Ow.
Would that be all right with you, Magnolia?
Yeah. I mean, I want them to know I'm alive, so go do it. Here's the number.
Okay, cool. I go.
Okay, then you go and head right down the hall, and it becomes evident that that is the footsteps that you were hearing earlier, Nyx and Abram. We are back to you.
Okie
Nice
dokie.
transition. Oh, it occurs to me that I actually don't think I actually said this, but Abram says, yeah, see, from what I know, although it's not confirmed because of course they didn't tell us anything, the ISF had several batches of genetically modified groups. The group I was in, at least my unit, we were soldiers of sorts. I took place in several battles. So this place is both comfortable and uncomfortable. Not that I did not. He kind of hesitates. Never mind. And he looks around and then he's like,
Roll perception.
okay, hold on. Perception, I think that's +4.
Nyx is
One day
also
I'll remember.
gonna look around. Just to assist.
All right, sure, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Or he's good on his own.
I know.
I don't know. What is it? I'm
It will
scared.
never hurt to have more people do perception. When I allow it, you should always take the opportunity to have multiple people roll
Alright,
perception.
I'll roll perception then.
There's more than one reason as to why I say that as well.
Nice.
Yeah, because there's
19.
that fucking reason.
Okay.
Abram, it quickly clicks in your mind that there's a such thing as surveillance, and you've been keeping your
Mhm.
voices down like pretty quietly. But this is like the barracks area, and it shouldn't be monitored. But Nyx, you're looking around with your infrared vision, and you're seeing a collection of lines of orange that are going from light to light down this hall.
Mhm.
And as you look at the different temperature differentials, there's something inside the lamps alongside the bulb.
Can I get a closer look?
Yeah. Do you have any kind of like cantrips or gambits or something I should know about before we get any kind of crazy shit going on here with technology? Because you're a freak, and I want to know.
You're
I
a
got-
freak.
I got virus, and I've got hack weapon.
All right. Well, you check both ways to make sure nobody's there, and you didn't see any cameras. But you pull down the lamp a little bit of a ways, and maybe you have to pull some screws out in the process. But you eventually see that there's microphones put.
We're just fucking taking apart the ceiling. That's fun. Okay, next, are there any inside of the rooms themselves?
I'm gonna look in our rooms.
Okay. You go in the guest room and make a perception check again because this is a different location.
Perception.
Abram, I guess that it makes sense that you can check as well.
Good.
So you can both make a perception roll.
Great. Fantastic.
Phantasmical Oracle.
I wasted my good.
No,
My good
no,
roll.
you
My
didn't,
good
because
roll.
you did not waste your good roll, because it was a fucking 18 that you needed
Oh,
to sequence break.
yeah, but I can't. But I rolled a
Abram, roll
7 for the
perception.
rooms.
I did 13.
Oh, that was a different thing? Okay, yeah, sure. Now that you guys know what you're looking for, you check out like within lamps, within electronics, within like alarm clocks even, and you do notice that there's 2 microphones set up to get the best acoustic quality on both ends of the room.
That's strange.
Within the guest room.
Cut
that
the
you're
wires.
within the guest room. What do you do?
Can
I-
I? Can I
Abram
do
tells
that?
her to cut the wire. She doesn't have to listen, but that's his first like knee jerk, very cold, stone cold statement.
Let me read a thing that I have.
Okay.
She says, well, I could shoot a virus into the mainframe and cut our audio.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me how that works? Like, can
It
you
is
read me the
called. It is called virus.
thing? Okay.
Target computer becomes scrambled by an electronic virus, causing uses of the machine to be made with disadvantage. For the duration, one additional computer, battle station, or machine connected to an infected device becomes infected and scrambled at the beginning of each round. I could
Is that it?
technically
spreads.
take down every single computer in this station if I really wanted to.
And that's a gambit.
That is a
Okay.
spell
Sure.
that I
Yeah.
have
Okay.
that I have to use.
Thank you for sharing.
If you want to, just before you do it, you don't have to, because obviously that won't. Well, I guess we're gonna go to bed soon. Okay, hopefully we don't get to a battle where you need that.
Basically what I'll use virus for is I'm going to shut the mics off in Nyx and Abram
Okay.
and Aurelio's room.
Yeah, you gotta tell me specifically what this virus is going to do, because I'm not gonna let you change it later.
It's gonna shut off the microphones in our 3 rooms.
Anything else?
Do you want me to shut anything off, Abram?
As long
I
as
could
there's no
also erase.
cameras.
I could also erase the audio that was already pre-recorded in this hallway.
If they've recorded
If
any
you-
audio.
I was gonna say if there's
if they recorded any audio.
if you can do that, sure. I don't want to be like, yeah,
Sure.
do that,
Okay.
or else.
Right.
Okay.
Clicking.
Okay. Nyx, your
Yes.
arm like unfolds a little bit, and like the palm of your hand turns into like a tiny little maw, and you just consume the microphone for a moment, and its wire hangs out, and like your fingers like move like a wave, and then you just like release the microphone, and nothing seems to have changed, but you know what you did.
God.
Mark off one gambit slot. Mark off a spell slot,
Yep.
and you're not gonna.
Worth
Okay.
it.
If there is any
'Cause-
recordings, then they'll potentially be deleted, and it's supposedly now stopping anybody from using it. Though remember, it's saying that it's using the thing is at disadvantage, not necessarily annihilated. I just want to point that out. But for this particular case, I think that Nyx can rest assured knowing that these microphones no longer function in her room. You guys hear the voice of
Yeah.
Aurelio from down the hall.
Oh god.
He's talking on the phone. Aurelio,
Oh,
what do? You
Yeah.
walk a little bit down the hallway, and you end up into what appears to be a secondary room just before this larger room, where you do see several people at various consoles, and they don't seem to be paying you any mind.
okay. I go to a phone.
Okay. In that little alcove area is indeed just like it's kind of like a payphone, just in the idea of it.
Okay.
What you doing?
I dial up that number.
Okay. You do it, and you see Captain Youssef like standing around at the top screen area as well. He's like in a centralized platform area, and he sees you and he gives you like a little like joke salute.
Jokes Luna right back.
Okay, you see Avery, and he like gives you a little pat on the back as you like he walks by you, and you make the call, and you hear like the dial tone for a minute, and then like something picks up, but it's all scratchy and drowned out, and you can't seem to be getting any kind of like voice to go through, and you can't seem to get any kind of thing besides static.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
How do I fix that? I punched the machine a little bit.
Okay, you punch the machine a little bit. Make a repair computers check.
What is that?
It's arcane.
Arcana.
Yeah, Arcana. Make an Arcana check.
Intelligence?
Yeah, that's what that is. Sure.
Okay. Fine.
You hit it, but it just doesn't seem to work. In fact, one of the buttons falls off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I hang up and I search for another phone.
You don't see any other phones.
No cell phones?
No, it's a very convoluted explanation for why there's no cell phones, but there's no cell phones. I suppose you can try to ask somebody, persuade them.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask somebody. Someone who looks techie.
Okay. I mean, there's Captain Yusef, and then you see Avery going back
No.
to his little station. You see Luigi at his
Avery.
locker. Okay, you go over to Avery. And at this point, you're getting some weird looks because you're just hanging out in this large command center that doesn't seem like it's supposed to have extra people in it. But what do you say to
Whatever.
Avery? He says, "Hey, what's up, man?"
I go, hey Avery. Really, thank you very much for helping us out back
Yeah,
there.
not a problem.
I was wondering if I could ask for a favor on behalf of the girl we brought in.
What is it?
She wants to contact her father, who is worried sick about her, but the phone in the hallway doesn't work, doesn't get connection.
Oh.
Do you happen to have something that would connect easier?
Man, I can see, but this is a harsh storm. I don't even know if any connection is going to go through. Yeah, I mean, here you go. And then he hands you a small, like, black device with a simple screen on it.
Okay, I'd say, oh, thank you, and I put in the phone number. Yeah.
Okay, I'm afraid you just get another staticky sound.
Can I leave a message?
You talk into the phone and you leave a reassuring message, but you have no idea of knowing if anybody's actually read it or not, or seen it.
Yeah, I just talk into the phone and just say like, oh yeah, she's fine, she's good. She'll be back home soon. We're with her. It's all good. No worries. Okay, bye.
Okay.
And I say, I don't know if it went through, but thanks.
No problem, man.
And then I leave. Where do I want to go?
Okay.
I want to go to the barracks.
Okay.
Because shit, man, I'm tired.
All right. You turn the corner and see Nick's like hunched over a microphone like a guilty dog.
I turn around and walk away.
You're interrupting a very private moment.
All right, you guys can regroup if you
Oh,
want.
because she's like bent over. Abram's leaning back. I don't know what.
We cut surveillance to the room. It's dark.
It's dark. She's bent
Listen.
over in front of Abram. I don't know what's happening. I know they want to be alone together. I imagine they have a crush on each other. I'm just like, nope. And I turn around and leave.
Everyone's just like, what was that?
I don't know.
Arlie's like blushing like a schoolgirl.
I don't know. Keep looking out just in case
Yeah.
someone comes by.
All right.
And there we go. Okay. Should be good.
Did I really leave?
If he did, then he
I don't
did.
want to. Well, I mean, he can. I just didn't want to like isolate him from the party if he wants to come.
You guys have the opportunity to regroup if you want.
He gave you like 5 minutes and he's coming back.
That's enough. That's enough for a BJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Thanks.
imagining they've been out
Wipes
for a
the sweat from her brow with the back of her hand. Oh,
while. Or they just kind of cough.
Abram just looks like he always does.
Nyx looks at Aurelio like,
Who were you talking
confused.
to?
It was, I was trying to call the Magnolia's father, but I don't think a signal can get through.
Storm.
Yeah. So, how he kind of like looks down and he starts like blushing a little bit and he kind of just like coughs and he goes, how is did you guys manage to talk or do what you were gonna talk or do?
Yes.
Yeah,
As
everything's
much as we
fine.
could.
As much as you could. Yeah, I okay. Yeah, that's good.
I'm leaving, and she goes into one of the empty rooms.
Aurelio just looks at Abram and just like puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, "Sorry, I interrupted." And he goes and do it.
Just blinks. Okay.
All right. What are you doing here?
Long rest.
Okay. You guys go to Betty Buys. You recover your gambits. You recover your health. You recover all your stuff.
I don't know where I'm at.
No, you guys are sharing a
Where's my
room.
shit?
Oh,
Yeah. You
Everyone
Awkward.
said, "Oh, at once."
you all because other people. You see Avery, Luigi. You see a few other people.
Can I share a bed with Avery?
No, his room is his room. You're in the guest room. I mean, you can try. Good.
I sneak in. No.
Avery, please.
I will not. I will not stop you.
Yeah, I'm not going to. He'll probably
Follow your
like
dreams.
kick me or something.
Everything's restored.
Everything is restored. You don't know if Avery's single.
damn
Does he
it.
have a ring on it?
I was gonna say, does he have a ring?
Roll perception.
Rolling. Seems to know his shit.
The pilot.
I mean, he is a pilot, so he's smart.
You didn't
Damn
see
it.
a ring. You don't remember seeing
Good
a ring.
enough.
He's not married. So technically.
I mean, she just didn't see a ring. That doesn't mean that there isn't
I didn't
one.
see a ring.
I said
I
good
mean-
enough.
If I don't see a ring, I can still try and pursue.
Yeah, sure. Whatever your logic dictates.
It's up to him to stop me.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, sure. It's the morning. You guys feel an alarm go off as you realize that Abram has woken you up fucking early.
Abram.
Nix chucks the clock across the room against the wall,
Okay.
and he goes back to sleep.
All right. Well, Abram gets up.
I do.
Yeah, and you wake up and you try to rouse your comrade, and then you realize that it's Nix.
And she is an ugly sleeper. Like, she is sprawled. The blankets are bunched up, like, twisted around her like a boa constrictor.
Abram,
Her hair is like in a tangled mess.
Abram, you look down and you see light pink skin, light pink hair, and dark red eyes. And then they're gone.
I keep staring. No, I'm just looking at Nick sleeping now. This is awkward. But moreover, I feel a slight pang in my chest, and then I roll out of bed and like leave the area, not the room, but I get away from like the beds,
All right. Where are you going?
and I'm to sleep. I don't care if they wake up.
Abram.
Can I put? I get dressed. I don't know what I took off when I went to bed, but I put things back on.
Okay.
Took off everything. He was just standing.
I guess so.
Abram
Aurelio
is
just
standing
woke up
nude
and-
over Nix.
Aurelio woke up to see
Oh my
Nick
God.
Oh
naked,
no!
just over Nix's sleeping form, and then just slowly
I-
put the covers over his head and
I'm not-
turned over.
I just want to say he probably wasn't naked. He probably was just wearing an undershirt and like.
And his harness.
Yeah.
I
well,
mean,
yeah, I can't go to bed defenseless.
I mean, Nix sleeps in a tank top and her underwear, so it's fine.
Did you do that with us in the room? I mean, you do you. I'm just asking. We were. In
I
the room.
mean,
This is
she
important.
took her jeans off when you guys were asleep,
Okay. Well,
but like,
I saw a leg. I saw a leg, and I didn't. do
Abram,
anything
you're
about it.
outside
I'm
the
just saying,
hall. What do you do?
I move. I was saying I get dressed and I go out in the hall. I'm just taking a few deep breaths, trying to calm down,
Okay.
trying to not let this setting get to me. It doesn't mean anything anymore. That's what he tells himself anyway.
And then Aurelio bursts through the door.
And I.
Bam. Oh, too far.
and a pillow follows strongly, like a strong pillow comes after him. Get out!
What did you do?
Apparently, someone decided not to wear pants. Thought we had a rule.
How was I supposed to know the blankets were gonna? And she comes out like buttoning up her jeans. They hate both of you.
Hey, listen.
You took your own pants off.
Exactly.
I mean, how else am I gonna sleep in my jeans? Have you ever slept in jeans before?
Aurelio just motioned to all the car parts.
We didn't take off our pants.
And he's just like, I slept like this.
And she like tries to like brush her fingers through her mess of a hair. Well, sorry for wanting comfort.
I accept your apology. he says very seriously.
You guys notice that you're actually the first up. It seems that all the other doors are closed. Avery, Luigi.
That means we're gonna be the first to the mess hall, and I'm gonna get food.
All right.
Oh, I'm also gonna figure out if I got owlbear STDs. He shouts back at them while he runs to the mess hall.
All right. You.
I don't think you know what STDs mean. He says.
He doesn't. He doesn't at all. To the mess hall.
All right.
Nick says he does know what STDs mean, right?
I don't think so. Okay, we're also.
I'm not explaining it.
Like everyone that like I've come into contact with that I've told just thinks I had sex with an owlbear.
Yeah, exactly.
Live your life the way you choose, Aurelio. As you enter the mess hall, you see a singular man, hunched over, wearing a white coat.
Is he a singular man?
You don't know.
Yes.
What color is the hair?
Brown.
Color's the ring.
Curly brown hair. Relatively short.
Oh.
How brown?
Pretty rich brown. Chocolatey. Very, very...
Okay, we're good.
All right. What's he doing? What's he hunched over? What's happening? Is he okay?
You take a few steps closer to this man, circling around the mess hall. Everything is quiet except for your footsteps, and you
Alright, we're just in a mess hall. What's the man doing?
you watch him eat Cheerios.
Disgusting.
God damn, just give me some food.
God, where's the mess hall?
We're in the mess
Yeah,
hall.
where are we standing on the map?
Mess hall is this room here.
Okay.
Oh
thank
shit!
you.
I went to move myself when I was
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Sorry, I assumed direct control.
That's fine.
Stop doing that.
Our DM is
The
bad.
person looks at you from over a pair of dark black glasses, and then doesn't really do anything, and then looks back at.
What a cool guy.
They're not sunglasses; they're just black rimmed, like reading glasses.
Is there like eggs and bacon?
Nobody else is awake yet, but you see the ingredients for eggs and bacon.
I make.
We'll see.
I
Roll
make-
survival.
Oh God.
I'll be the
I-
deciding factor of what you make.
I make.
You make eggs and bacon.
Yes, I do. Told you.
I'm just gonna make myself some oatmeal.
The person in the white lab coat looks like a little jealous.
I give him a bacon.
Oh,
Bacon.
thank you,
I
young
give him. I
man.
give him
A
a
single
bacon.
Right into his Cheerios.
Right.
Thank
I wanna
you.
make
I'm
it-
afraid I'm a vegetarian, though.
I want to
okay.
make it perfectly clear that Nyx is just wearing the tank top and jeans. Like she left her coat and her jacket
Okay.
in the
Silly.
room.
Showing off them titties.
No.
The person like rubs like their mouth with a napkin and stands up to take care of their things, and then they disappear down the hallway directly to the right.
Did we see them yesterday?
Do we know what time it is?
It's like 4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Nick's-
Abram's fine. I'm just like,
Nyx glares at Abram. Why?
I didn't wake you up,
The alarm clock woke us up.
and you destroyed it and continued sleeping.
Good.
Then it's Aurelio's fault, he says, going to find food. Or
It's
possibly
not
eating
my
it.
fault. I just woke up and got
Oh my
off,
God.
and then suddenly
Guys,
you're in your pants.
it's okay. You're all on the same team.
No, we hate each other.
Everyone sucks.
It's different because I'm a girl.
You eat your bacon and eggs, and it tastes delicious. Aurelio, you did a fantastic job.
Yay.
Can I just eat my
You
oatmeal?
eat your,
Yes, eat your fucking oatmeal.
you eat your oats alone.
And Abram's just gonna starve.
No, I ate some of your food.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's warm. It
is
warms
warm.
my cold
The man
heart.
comes back
You're
in,
welcome.
this time carrying a small tablet that seems to be the same rough size as Nyx's, and he like nods to you guys in a firm greeting, and then continues on his merry way down the hall.
Who are you? Get back here.
Who are you?
He stops.
You grab him by the scruff in the neck.
He stops
Who are
and,
you?
and turns around at you and, excuse me?
Why are you up this early? There's nobody else.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm a night owl. I stay up all night doing work.
You haven't slept yet.
You look at him, and for your passive perception, he does have like dark eyes, and he seems like the kind of person who is like kind of raccoon faced. He's very like tired looking, but he seems to enjoy
Dude,
himself.
go to sleep.
Nyx points at the tablet. What iOS?
Apple.
What you running, boy?
Coffee Cake
Yeah.
4.0.
Coffee cake.
Oh, that's such a cute name.
Crap, did that come out already?
Apparently.
Abram rolls his eyes.
Aurelio's stuffing his face with bacon.
If you know the right people, young miss.
She takes out her own tablet and goes through like all of her settings, but there's no
You have no connection.
updated. What?
I mean, you don't have the Wi-Fi
whatever.
password of the fucking government compound.
There is such thing as data.
You don't have data.
Did you have a plan on that tablet that you bought from the store?
I mean, yeah.
Or-
No,
on this
not on
planet
this one.
in a blizzard.
I will admit on Sargasso you did, and New Pavo you did, but that doesn't apply from this is the downside of interplanetary travel.
Interplanetary data.
Nyx looks at him.
Cost a fortune.
Do you have the Wi-Fi password?
I'm afraid I'm not authorized to give you the Wi-Fi password, miss.
Shit.
You're a hacker. He says down low.
Just because I'm a hacker doesn't mean that I know the
Am I
password.
free to go? Are you guys just gonna fight over the internet? Is that cool?
No, they were fighting over the internet. I want to know what you do here.
I was interested.
I am Dr. Gerard. I'm a local researcher from the ISF. Pleasure to meet you.
Researcher.
Yes.
Weather.
Yes.
That's what I hear gets researched.
Oh, yes. Weather. I'm a meteorologist by profession.
Excellent. What's going on with the weather?
Well, everything seems to be right as rain to me. Mostly cold.
That's not true.
What makes you say that?
Abram stares at him
He
like,
stares at you.
can I tell if he's
Roll
lying?
insight.
Hold on. I can never remember anything about my sheet. Insight. Oh, good. It's not intelligence.
He's lying.
You can't hide from me.
He's lying, and he doesn't seem to care whether you know or not.
Well, that's good for him.
You see him like like the smallest subtle muscle twitch of a smirk on his face.
Uh-huh. Well, Abram does not return such an expression, but the way he's looking at him, perhaps he can tell that I know that he's lying, even if he's like still fucking lying.
He does notice.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad we have this conversation. Well, if you say so.
The data. Threaten
So,
him.
I could. I don't know. Do you want me to start a fucking brawl in the mess hall at 5:30 in the morning with this
No one's
nerd?
gonna see it.
Are there cameras in here? Microphones?
Yes, you look.
One
You
might.
look, and you do see a camera in the corner.
I'm about to do it.
Hold on. Let me think.
It seems like there's cameras every single place except for the
Yeah, exactly.
except for the barracks, which had microphones instead.
Right. Well, that's not true. Nobody around here says that the weather isn't changing. There is evidence.
Oh yes, it is indeed very warm summer, but nothing beyond the standard deviation of what's normal here.
Hmm. I suppose I shouldn't question the meteorologist.
I mean, I am a professional. You can trust me with your life, really.
Abram gives a very, very fake smile and then resumes eating his food, but he watches the dude if he leaves, so I can figure out where he's
He
going.
pulls up his glasses a little bit, gripping them on the side, on the frame. And then he turns around and walks up.
He just goes straight up into the
Straight
ceiling.
into the ceiling. he turns on no clip, and then he's just
Wow,
gone.
meteorologists really are powerful.
No, that's a
When
profession.
you can predict the weather, you can do anything. No, he
You
walks
can
north.
predict gravity.
He walks north down the hall, and then turns right into the command center. And then you hear a few footsteps that roll perception. This is something that's like nigh undoable, but we'll see if Abram can. You hear the footsteps fade away, and you count the steps, and you know how wide his stride is, and you know that he stopped somewhere very close inside that command center,
Okay.
like right here maybe.
Okay.
And then you hear
I
the
eat
tiniest whispers of voices.
More than one.
Yes.
What?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, you cut out very slightly. Okay. Well, I'll probably go stalk him in a second, unless anyone else needs me for anything.
No, go for it.
I mean- Okay, well, I'll do that when it's my turn again. I feel like I took a while.
Aurelio, next, what do you do?
Uh,
Someone's
is the
having a
doctor's
good time.
office even open this early?
Does what even open this early?
Is the doctor's office even open
I mean,
this
you
early?
can go in there if you want. It's not locked. Not the room, at
Yeah,
least.
I'll go chill in the Magnolia. Give her some company.
Okay. You go into the down room. You go into this little area, and you notice that she's just like sleeping on a normal cot with like blankets and stuff like that.
Her foot's still there?
Yeah, her foot's still there. Everything still seems to be there. She looks pretty okay, actually. It doesn't look worse than yesterday. Granted, yesterday was like only 8 hours ago. All the cabinets with drugs and stuff like that are locked, but the room itself isn't locked. You're looking for your blood sample?
Okay.
Is that what's happening here?
Yeah. Where's my blood at? I need that back.
Okay, yeah. I guess like roll medicine.
Aurelio says.
All right.
He's gonna put it back in his body.
Yeah, roll medicine. And we'll see if you put your blood back in your body.
Is that a wisdom?
Yeah, it's a wisdom thing.
Do I siphon it back in?
We'll see how this goes.
Okay. DM.
Yeah, I'm here. Please, for the love of God, don't let me cut out again. For the love of shit, just do the
Well,
roll.
I didn't know if you cut out because you just said we'll see how it goes, and then it was
Yeah,
silent,
roll.
so I didn't
Roll
know.
the dice.
I rolled a 12.
Oh, I did.
The
I
pen.
can't. I didn't even know. It just slipped into my view. I didn't realize you didn't roll. Okay, yeah, you find the little like machine that seems to have like stuck some needles into your blood, and it's just like doing some various analyses. And you see that it's like checking for not STDs, but it is checking for like rabies and a few other like virulent blood diseases, and they've all come up negative. And then it has like your blood type and stuff like that. And then it says 98.2.
Is that
What does that mean?
Is that my temperature?
It seems to be a percentage.
Is it that's how much it's done?
It doesn't seem to be doing anything.
So it's finished, but not all the way.
What it is I think you need to ask because I want to know what that is. Out of character, I'm dying.
I think
need to know what this number is.
Aurelio is also dying. He's like, it says I don't have any of these things, but I must be 98% positive for something. He's like freaking out.
Oh my god. Sorry, I'm choking on dry tater tots.
What I mean, you just gonna take your blood back? I mean, you found it. You're just gonna scoop that right out and just.
Put it back where it belongs. He eats it.
I eat it. No. I guess Aurelio not knowing how any medicine works because why wouldn't
Please don't just start pushing buttons.
no, he tries to like kind of looks at it and like where is his like blood vial?
It's just hanging out in a beaker. That's about like 3 inches.
Okay, I take the blood vial out.
Okay.
And then I try to look for like the same kind of needle that he used
Sure.
to like
when
take it out.
When you take it out, the numbers and results on the screen go away.
Okay. Well, I knew I was negative for everything except for 98.2. So. Did it just say 98.2? Did it have like any language?
No, it
besides
said
number?
98.2, and then that's all. That's it. That was on the
Did it say
screen.
that? What was my blood type?
That's a good question. What's the one that lets you give to everyone? O, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
O
O negative.
negative.
I'm pretty sure is the one that it is. It's O negative.
Okay. Cool. I guess I should really take that blood back then, and so I go to look for a needle to inject the blood back into my body.
Oh my god! I mean,
Aurelio legitimately thinks this is how it
You
works.
find them. You do it. You find it.
He kind of like
This is
shakes the
body
blood back
horror.
together, so like the coagulated blood just kind of like goes
Ew.
back to blood.
It's not coagulated. It doesn't seem like it. It's still liquidy.
Oh, but like did like the plasma get separated?
No, it
from
wasn't
the...
in a centrifuge.
Oh.
It's just
Okay.
the way it
Okay,
is.
so he just kind of looks at it and goes,
Okay.
"Man, I don't like needles. I wish the doc could do this for me."
Oh,
I
me
think
too.
Oh god. Okay, you suck it up with that little syringe, and like you tap it once to make sure there's like everything. You've seen a doctor do this before. You don't know why they tap the syringe, but you do it.
Okay, I like pause for a second. I
Nick
kind of
comes into the room
Yeah.
and
Thank God.
this and is like, "What are you doing?"
Aurelio, completely straight face. He fully believes this. He looks up and he goes, "Well, the doctor took my blood yesterday, and he did some checks. The checks were done. I looked at them. They're all good except for one thing, and I have no idea what it means. I'm 98% positive for something. I don't know what it is. I figured if I'm infected, I'm gonna need this blood back in my body. I gotta take it back."
You, Aurelio, that's not how blood works. Your body has already produced a replacement. You can't just put your blood back once it's already out of your body.
But why not?
That's not how it works,
But
Aurelio.
it's still liquid.
But it's old. It could be contaminated.
Leo, roll dexterity.
What?
Is it a saving throw or just regular attack? Sleight of hand?
I
Is
get.
it sleight of-
Yeah, sure. Why not? Sleight of hand. Why not?
11.
Okay, if you so choose, you are well within the ability to just shove that bad boy in there and check it.
I do it.
Okay. While,
Aurelio!
while you're looking and you're having this conversation, you have your hand held out.
He's now
to him.
100%.
He's like just staring at you, and he just continues to stare at you as he just like stabs it into his like arm and pushes down the plunger while he's like without even breaking eye contact with you.
Well, at least someone saw this happen.
I needed the blood back.
I'm so scared.
Okay.
Your
Aurelio's the
body's
most dangerous
already
character.
produced. You
It
know
doesn't-
what?
It didn't have enough time to do that. I was only gone for like 10 hours. It didn't have enough time. There's no way.
If you
There's no
die
way.
from some sort of blood disease from wherever you got that needle, I'm not helping you. And
It
she
was
leaves
clean.
the
He
room.
has +1 Constitution. I mean, it's better than most. Oh my
It
god.
was clean. It was a fresh needle.
She goes back to find Abram.
Okay, it was a fresh needle.
And
just so
she's-
you know.
She's
But
rubbing
not
her
fresh
temples.
blood.
No,
Not
it
fresh.
wasn't
No.
fresh at all. Okay,
Nyx comes back. She's rubbing her temples, and she's like,
Abram has cleaned up his plate, and he seems to be getting to go somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
Huh?
he's still there, but he's about to not be there. But he sees this.
But he's about to not.
What did Aurelio do?
he injected himself with his own blood.
Abram goes to say why, but then he just doesn't.
It's Aurelio. She knows that look, and she just says, "It's Aurelio." What else would you expect?
Abram sighs.
I
But
hope he used a fresh needle and not a used one, or else we
Well-
will have some issues later.
Abram, you're
It's
pressed for
actually-
time.
it's too late now. What?
Abram, you're pressed for time.
I am. That's what I'm saying. He says, "Well, it's too late now," and then he kind of motions to the hallway where Gerard, I think his name was, where he went. I need to figure out more about whatever they're researching here.
Aurelio comes out.
The ISF isn't as noble as they may seem.
All right, I'm with you.
I'm here too.
Okay,
Okay,
nice. You
we're not going to.
You gained a hacker.
I was gonna say, we're not going to.
You
burst
gained an
down.
idiot.
We have to be careful. He knows that I know he's lying, but I can't prove anything. Not yet.
Do you want to?
Do I want to what? Sorry, I forgot what I
And
said.
she holds up her tablet. You said that you didn't have any proof to show that he's lying,
Yes.
and she's like, and
Because
she holds up her tablet.
he knows why the weather is doing what it is. And if it has something to do with the mountain, then I believe it lines up with your desires as well to know what's in the mountain.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Whoa, I just knocked something down. Alright.
Oh no!
Okay, there we go.
let's hear this plan.
Okay. So I think okay, we heard more than one set of voices. And they were close to the entrance. Fuck. Are there like any computers at all?
Hey, what the hell's that? DM.
I'm
Wait a
I'm
second. Chill
populating
out.
the area that
Chill
you
out,
guys.
Sam.
I'm populating the area with giant monsters. I hear
Yeah.
something spawning in the hall.
Carry on.
Please.
We didn't say we were gonna fight.
No, this is
we're
this is the
not yet.
garage. This is where Avery parked his mech.
Reparked it. Paralleled that bitch. Alright. Are there any computers of any sort, like terminals? Sorry.
I could.
Not in the mess hall,
I
but
could get. I could get the Wi-Fi password from someone.
You're a hacker.
I
you
know,
Could, you
Can
could
she
just
hack
but I
into
need
the
to be.
Wi-Fi?
I need to be connected to the network in order to do anything.
Okay, this is a military compound. I will let you attempt to hack. It's going to be DC 15, so you know up front.
Question.
Yes.
I was going to get the Wi-Fi password from Avery.
You're going to try and turn this into a interpersonal thing rather than a hacking thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Seduction.
Because trust me, I have plans.
boy.
I'm so terrified, but you hear the voices from down the hall, Abram, and they're not going to be there forever. But Nix, are you going to go to Avery's room?
Real quick, can I tell
Uh,
how many voices there were?
Roll perception. That's a difficult thing.
How
Sorry, just
how
real
pressed for
quick.
time are we? Like, do I have some leeway?
Abram, you hear 2 voices.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to know if I could kill everyone in that room if I had
I don't
to.
really know.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
don't-
If Nick takes too
I
long.
don't really feel like there's a pressing time limit immediately. Besides that, the doctor is having a conversation with someone, and that's not going to last forever. So if you guys wanted to overhear that, you only have a certain amount of time.
I was gonna say, I guess I'll listen. I'm assuming this is the doorway. Where's the doorway?
They are right here. So you maybe you probably want to be at the end of the hall.
Okay, I was gonna say, I didn't know if there was an actual doorway, but I don't want them to see me. I just want to hang out casually
Okay.
while Nick finds Avery.
You look like you're kind of looking at Magnolia from a distance, like checking on her.
Okay, I can spin that. I like staring at women, I guess.
Is
My
yeah.
shirt off.
I dig it.
Oh my god.
Nix, you're gonna head down the hall to Avery's room.
Nix is gonna go find Avery
Okay.
if
Leo?
if he's awake.
Leah, where are you going?
I'm gonna go look at women with Abram.
Okay,
God.
go look at one with Abram. You two are gonna
I'm looking at Abram.
Okay.
He's looking at women.
you're gonna both
Looking at
roll.
women.
It's time for the dating
You're
sim.
both-
I'm so
You're gonna
excited.
both roll stealth checks, Abram and Aurelia.
Well, okay, I'm not looking at the women though. I'm looking at Abram, who's looking at the
Okay,
women.
you don't have to roll a
That's
stealth
fine.
check then.
With stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just standing there. I'm actually trying to, I guess, it's okay if
Yeah,
I fail. though.
And
I got this. Hold on.
overhearing. You know, I mean, if you want to relegate who, never
Fine.
mind.
God.
That's a
You're
fucking
fine.
can't die on the goddamn roll 20, and I refuse to believe that they would fucking
I
allow
see
that
it.
in real life. That's like so much closer to 2 than it is to.
Oh, looks like a
God.
20.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I smack the monitor and
Okay.
make it fall back on the 20.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. You poke your head around your pink little head around the corner, or maybe you have like a mirror or something, so you're like looking, but mostly you're just focusing on listening, and you're pretty good at that.
I was gonna say, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing.
Okay. And you're looking at the corner, and you see the coattails of Dr. Gerard, and he's talking with someone who seems to be wearing like a long pressed, nice officer's suit with a red beret. But you can't see their face because you know doctor's in the way. But
Who could
Who
it
could
be?
it be?
Yeah. Go ahead.
and you overhear them saying, "Captain, the drill mechs need to be back on task by this morning. They need to be finished by the end of the week." I understand, Doctor. We're doing our best here. I didn't anticipate that we would be having guests overnight. They'll be gone by the afternoon, and we'll be back on task by then. Captain, need I remind you how important this work
Alright, and-
is?
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
No.
Are you still talking to you?
Oh God.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I just want you to know the last thing I heard was I didn't anticipate to have guests overnight.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Where did I leave? Okay. Captain, need I remind you how important this is? No, Dr. Gerard, I'm fully aware.
What's he talking about?
Now, you need to be delivering some results for us as well. This weather station was not built just with your work in mind. We have military things to do, not just pet project things. And with that, the captain storms away. The opposite direction. It's the opposite end of the command center. And you see the doctor shaking in the back of his head. And he turns around and comes towards you. What do you do?
I'm leaning up against the wall with my arms crossed, looking into the other room where Magnolia is.
Okay. He walks by you and he looks at you with like a quick side-eyes glance, but otherwise continues down the hall back towards the mess hall and then down a hallway that you guys have not yet explored.
Okay. I inform Aurelio that they're obviously doing something more here besides meteorology, military things. Is it still my turn?
For the
Or
next
should we cut
sentence,
to Nyx?
what's the one more thing you want to
Yeah.
do? For the love of God, what? Do it, quick.
I was just gonna say I was gonna go into the control room.
Okay. You do that, and then we're gonna go back to Nyx.
Sure.
Leo, if you want to follow either of them, it's your prerogative. But Nyx is next.
I follow.
Nice. I'll let you control your token. Nyx, you walk down the hallway that you know is fucking bugged. And you go looking down the list of names. And you see
Damn.
it's been
worse.
fucking
You go looking. That's
oh my god. Alright, audience, it's been 2 fucking weeks. We haven't been able to play. As soon as we fucking get to do it, it's fucking snowstorm on the horizon and I'm not even able to fucking talk to my players.
it. Father, come back to us.
I don't even know if they can hear me right now.
Like, we can hear you. Yes,
do
we're
you,
just
do you
crying.
see the paranoia? I can't say anything dramatic.
I'm sorry.
What?
Shut up.
Okay, she's looking.
Next,
at
you're
one.
looking at the nameplates. You see Tracy, Victoria, Antonio, and then you see Luigi, and then you see Avery.
I take a peek to see if he's in his room.
You open the door.
Well, I knock, obviously.
All right. You knock, and then a very sleepy-eyed Avery opens the door and looks at you with tired eyes. They're blue.
Sorry, didn't know you were still sleeping. I just had a couple of questions.
Yeah, okay.
I can come back later.
No, it's fine. Come in.
She still has her jacket off, by the
Oh,
way.
okay, good to
Oh
know.
my god.
Come in.
She comes in.
All right, you're standing in a very small barrack room that is the same as the room that you guys slept in before, except it doesn't have bunks. It's just one bed.
Any personal items?
Well, yeah, there are. Roll perception to see how many you catch in the next second.
Boop 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 boop. That's a insight? No, investigation.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, that is
wait,
an investigation.
Perception.
Sorry,
Investigation.
I
Yes,
keep
because
saying-
I have +2.
Oh god.
19.
Oh, God.
A
You
lot.
see a family photo of several other people with dark black hair, and you see what seems to be someone who's younger than Avery. You don't know if it's a brother or a son or whatever, but they're framed in a picture. You don't see any signs of a ring anywhere. You don't see a female photo, but that doesn't mean anything really. You see an armoire that has clothing in it. You see a silver pocket watch. You see a flower that's been pressed in a book and kept very tight and preserved. You see one of those jars of sand as well, but you don't know where it's from.
She looks at the jar of sand.
Okay.
Where's this from?
Oh, that's from Ayama. The beaches there have pretty neat colored sand. It's more orangey sometimes. At least the part that I'm from. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there.
It's pretty nice. Very green and blue.
Where I'm from is mostly desert.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from the planet of Sargasso, but before that, I lived on a space station.
Wow, really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I lived there until I was 18.
And then you went off to college?
Not exactly.
A-
It's
oh,
a
Avery looks like
long
he's
story.
got physical pain. Avery looks like constipated.
What?
But yeah, after I left, I got into mechanics, and I fashioned myself this arm.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Well, yeah, I've always kind of had a thing for engineering and fixing things.
He sits down on his bed and he turns his alarm clock towards him. It's the same kind of one that was in your room, and he just like checks the time, and then he turns off the alarm because he's been woken up before his time is actually supposed to hit.
Oh. Um.
But you remember that there's
So-
a chance that a microphone is in it.
So how long have you been a pilot?
Oh, I've been a pilot for like, I guess coming up on 5 years now. I joined the military right as soon as I could, 18. So, I was just kind of jumping around for a few years, and then eventually I found my place as one of the drivers for these things, and then they just decided to transfer me here. I guess about a year ago, roughly. I don't know if it's a reward or a punishment.
Why would you think it's a punishment?
I don't know. We're not really doing much here. I kind of joined up because I thought I'd be seeing cool new places, and I'll admit, Slove is really neat the first week or so, but I don't know. The snow starts to wear on you eventually when it's all you ever see.
Trust me, it's the same with sand.
Yeah. Back on Ayama, there was oceans, and they were always changing. Never looked at the same horizon twice.
I think for the first few years of traveling while I was working on getting my mechanics license, I traveled to a couple of really interesting places. There was an entire city that was underwater.
Wow, really? Where? What would that be?
Let me check my notes. um Feel free to help me out, DM.
Vaclides.
Vaclides.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be going there anytime soon, but that sounds nice.
Oh? Is there something wrong? I mean, I haven't been there in a few years, but
Yeah, and he scratches the back of his neck. I don't really think the heart of the sovereignty of Orion would really be all that welcoming to an ISF soldier, given that we kicked their ass in the war.
I mean, things change.
Yeah, maybe. I suppose. There's always hope. What did you want to talk about, Nix?
Oh, yes. Can you help me out here?
I mean, just ask him.
Oh, I got lost.
Okay, hold on. Before we go any farther, Nix, this happened in chronological order after Aurelio and Abram did their little I Spy game. There's a chance that they just radioed you real quick in the hallway and told you what they heard.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was asking if you had the transceiver in your pocket or not.
Oh.
That's up
Because
to
you guys did buy those
Yeah,
things, so I
she-
want you to put them to use.
Yes.
She does.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you bought them, and this is the benefit.
I was completely prepared to just fucking interrupt while I get in the room, be like, next, just out of her ass through a radio. So,
It's like hooked to her belt.
do you want me to do it before or after you came into the room?
Probably.
I'm just gonna say if it was in the room, it might be kind of like stupid, like doofy.
Probably
But-
before
Chronologically,
she-
I
Okay.
feel like it would have happened before she
Then-
got in the room, because she was looking for the right name.
Then Abram just suddenly uses the transceiver really quick and says, "Nix, I need you to also ask him what those machines are for."
Oh, I was curious about what the machines that you kind of picked us up in were for.
Oh, The drill walkers.
Drill walkers?
I mean, that's what we call them. They got some long string of numbers as their official name, but no one's ever going to remember that. They're mostly not really mining, but for drilling through hard rock. They're for things that are meant for getting. They're entrenching tools. Like they're meant for digging out trenches and building. Really, on the really quick stuff. Not really for mining, but they're good for exploration and good for harsh environments like Slove that are just too cold to do anything by hand. Normal vehicles would freeze up. And with the bipedal thing, we can climb a little bit better. We don't have to worry about inclines if you can just step up the mountain like stairs.
Oh. That's really interesting, actually.
It's fun. It's not what I trained on, but I mean...
Well, what did you train on before?
Ooh. Oh, I had a Class A Iron Wing. I'll never forget that bad boy.
What's a Class A Iron Wing?
You don't know.
Is that a plane or a jet?
Girl, it is one of the finest things in the fleet. First Squadron attack vehicle. They're also bipedal, a big walking kind of type frame. Oh, they're armed to the teeth and they are sleek. And they fly real tight. I miss it. I never really got to see much combat experience. The war was kind of more towards the end of it by the time I joined up, but oh damn. It would have been fun. I mean, I don't want to kill anybody, but I mean, I like flying. You know, I like flying.
Flying.
Not
Flying is
not
fun.
walking. And all I do
understand.
here is walk.
Vulnerable, go for the kill.
We have a ship ourselves, hence how we got here, and I do maintenance on it.
Yeah, wow, that's really cool. I'd love to see it sometime. If you don't mind showing me around your place.
I don't mind at all.
Why?
It's not really anything super extravagant or fancy like a Class A Iron Wing, but it gets us from point A to point B.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Oh god.
Saxophones.
This persuasion, right?
Yeah, this is going to be the number that decides a lot of things for the near future. You get advantage. Roll again.
I get
Yeah,
advantage.
I do not care for this roll 20.
19.
Yes, you got a 19. Okay,
Woo!
Nice.
carry on.
All right. But yeah, I do like mostly maintenance work. I think I turned off the gravity at one point just for fun.
Nice. Sounds fun.
Maybe one day I can show you the inner workings. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, maybe if I ever get to leave here, maybe I have vacation time coming up or something.
Aw.
Let it be known that I don't flirt, so I'm like grasping at straws.
I mean, didn't you come here to ask him for the Wi-Fi password?
Oh, that's right. I
didn't know if you actually forgot.
did forget.
Okay, you kept going. What do I do? I'm like, you came here. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to check a couple of things, like some emails from my family back on Sargosa, but I'm not connected. Do you think you could give me the Wi-Fi password?
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't. The storm kind of keeps it from being able to connect to outside things, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a chance. Here, and then he writes it down for you and hands it off to you.
Yeah.
Don't tell
Thanks.
anybody I gave it to you though.
Your secret's safe with me.
Nice.
I should probably get going and check on Magnolia. She's probably awake by now.
Yeah, no, you should probably go.
Give him
Um,
your phone number.
She grabs a slip of paper and writes down her email and phone number and hands it to him. Just in case you want to take me up on that offer with a ship.
All right, that sounds good. Fun, nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
See ya, and she leaves, and she's got like red cheeks.
Okay.
Oh.
You shut the door, and Avery like eats his shoe.
You did good.
She-
Aaron. Okay.
She like is like quickly moving in like that nervous tone, like, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my
All right,
god,
you
oh my
see Aurelio and Abram, and they're like waving you over.
God. She nearly bumps into them. Hi.
Did you
Hello.
have fun? I see her cheeks.
Nothing happened.
Uh-huh. Did you get the password?
Yes, and I found out that the robot thing is it's for digging trenches and building and exploration mostly. It's not for mining or anything. Anyway, so she goes onto her tablet and starts to do her hacking thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
And with that, we end our session.
And
Woo!
I'm dying of hunger.
Ooh, I'm dying of embarrassment.
Oh, but that was cute.
I don't